1 second, folks. I'm running behind. Hold on.
Saved.
It says live, dude.
Full screen.
So
Yeah, I know it says
says
live. I know. So what happened was I hit live and I hit the button again, and it went live, and I was like, shit, I didn't even bring up the menu with my intro. I was like, all right, well, we're gonna play it anyway.
Well, hello
So,
everybody. We're live, but we're still gonna do the intro.
Yes, we are. Greetings, folks. Welcome to the 46th episode of Screaming into the Void. My name is Samuel the Infamous, and with me are my co-hosts, Kat the Hijabi Gamer and Ryan of Legion Games 2076. How you guys doing?
It's
Good.
It's Saturday.
Yeah. Squatch says fail. Yeah, big fail. Big fail.
Yeah, you're not wrong, buddy. I was taking a nap as of 5 minutes ago, so I am still running a little bit slow in the brain.
Anybody just do me a favor, let me know if I'm like looking slow or anything like that, because my internet seems to be really slow, and I think it's because of the storm outside.
Yeah,
Like,
there's a tiny
I'm
bit of
hoping
lag.
that's what it is.
There's a tiny bit of lag on your video, but your audio is fine. So
okay, I'll turn it off until I try to fix it.
Yeah, Squatch. I realize that the problem is the nap wasn't intentional, because I'm an old man now. So there we are. Anyway, greetings to Caucasian Sasquatch. I see Zillage in the chat. Bernie, good to see you. UA. Kohai is, of course, trying to save all the kittens that she can. Please, folks, if you'd like to save kittens' lives, if you enjoy kittens, please smash that like button, because when you don't, God kills one.
No!
It's not even right, bro.
I know.
It's not even right.
I used to have this answering machine message back when I had a digital answering machine and a landline that said, every time you fail to leave a message, God kills a kitten. You'd be amazed at how much that cut down on people calling and not leaving messages.
Nice.
Oh, I believe that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because people love animals more than they love fellow human beings, and I got to be honest,
right,
I don't blame them, because for the most
cute.
part, animals are innocent. Yes, they are.
Yeah. So
why do you hate cats so much, fucker?
Because they suck.
It's like I think you suck.
Maybe a little bit, but not as much as cats do. But I choose kittens because kittens are, extra cute, so people feel extra guilty about not hitting that like button. All right, now that we've got my my pseudo sadism out of the way, everything's going. You're
a bad person.
Going all right for everybody? I am to a degree.
As of right now, yeah, everything's good, except for it seems like my internet, because I'm literally, I don't know. I'm wondering what if there's anything I do to fix it, or if I'm just stuck. That's not going to be good, because later on I'm supposed to be hosting Skinemax Saturday for Vets Talking, because Adam is driving back from Vegas.
Well, your camera's shaking, but otherwise it seems like you're back on.
Oh, really? Okay. If it is back, then thank God.
Yeah.
No,
but
I was
your camera's wobbling.
I was typing vigorously. So because I thought maybe I had a serious problem on my hands.
Yep. Squatch says it looks fine.
Okay.
All that. Hey, Michelle. So today, I was having a meeting last night with Larry and Amira, and she brought up something that I had never heard about, because, number one, I don't follow rappers. Rap music's not my thing. It just isn't. And then I generally haven't listened to the radio in this country in years. I stopped, I just listen to digital music, so I can listen to specifically what I want to. And all that. So I am unaware of a lot of things that have gone on with, famous people from a certain side of the music industry.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are aware of who Akon is, right?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so Akon is apparently a rapper who was at the height of his popularity about 15 years ago, give or take. I haven't heard anything about the guy in years, but again, I haven't been looking, so I don't know how relevant he is today. But he made a bunch of fucking money on a few singles, and is now attempting to build Wakanda for real.
What?
Why?
So this is from his actual website here. Akon City.
Where?
Where? With
And
that.
is this supposed to be in Africa?
Yup.
Where in Africa? Because I'm pretty sure.
I think Senegal, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they've
No,
got
he's
like whole blueprints with like different districts and shit. And yeah,
I think
this
it's
is apparently a very real thing that he's doing.
Okay.
You know,
all
what
right.
yeah, this is the thing that strikes me the most though is like, look at this structure right here.
Looks like a paint.
Does that not remind you of certain sex toys?
Yeah.
I was actually thinking, yeah,
It looks like a
somebody needs to
dildo that's got like
somebody's.
the one end for the one hole and the other end for the other.
I pulled up his information. Apparently, in 2018, so after, shortly after, the actual movie, Akon announced he was working with the Senegalese government to build a tourist city with a cryptocurrency-based economy named Akon City, using Akon's own cryptocurrency, a coin, at a transactional center. I mean, that's just part of
Yeah.
it. I'll keep that pulled up for future. Okay.
That does not sound
So
scummy at all. His own cryptocurrency.
So
not only
basically,
his own
he wants to be
cryptocurrency,
the
but he's
king
trying to
of Wakanda.
crowdfund this. Yeah, basically.
Oh God.
Basically. Now, so what the website says here is Akon City is an extension of the sea on into the land, with waves diving deep into the roots of each building, making it dance on the music of Akon to celebrate the rise of Akon City, reflecting nothing but happiness, bringing no less than success. Which is a quote from Akon. He refers to himself in the third person in this quote, by the way. That is not the mark of a sane person.
Okay, hold on. I skipped forward here real quick. The project has not begun construction, well past schedule. Locals concerned about the lack of progress on September 1st, 2020, Akon told a news conference that he had laid the first stone of the $6 billion city.
Yeah.
Well, okay. What are they going to use as like economy? Jobs. You mean like
It's supposed to be a tourist city, much kind of like I guess what Epcot was supposed to be.
yeah, but I thought this was only for black people. So
If it says
also, how do they define black people? And
I mean,
It's
I'm
sub-Saharan
assuming
African.
I'm assuming tourism is tourism, so I don't know.
Yeah.
No,
So this here,
Joker's right there. It says, "Why is Ryan's blue raspberry coming out of the ground?" Yeah, it's exactly what it fucking looks like.
right. It
Exactly
looks
what
like
it looks like.
a series of sex toys and not buildings. And I don't know particularly what Senegal's like history with things like earthquakes are, but this does not look like sound structural design to me. It just doesn't.
No,
it
You know,
I don't understand that architectural design.
not at
he's
all.
compensating for something.
Well,
Something tells me he's got a little teeny tiny wee wee, and he needs to show off that he does have a teeny tiny wee wee.
So
yeah.
Senegal is literally probably the farthest country on the west coast of Africa.
Mhm.
So it's small.
It was also a hub for the ivory and slave trades.
Mm-hmm.
And they're probably desperate.
Yeah. So the mission of this is Akon City Project seeks to address the need for vibrant new community development with a vision to create a business district, residential districts, high rise, the Dillos, education district, healthcare district, technology district, media district, entertainment district, and sports facilities with a recreational enclave for the surrounding area to address the market need for the development in Senegal. Now, I will agree that Senegal is not what you'd call like super developed, but uh, I think this is probably excessive. And also, as it turns out, the dildos are apartment buildings.
I was gonna say, is there gonna be a thriving sex industry?
Probably.
I
I'm sorry, but if you're gonna make your buildings looking like that, the first thing I'm gonna think is massive
What's it?
sex industry.
What also is interesting to me, so this is the architectural landscape drawing here, right? And it's got all the districts laid out. You can run your cursor over and tells you where you are. Like entertainment district. There's a giant sports complex that looks like a weird vagina thing. Um, the education district,
it does kind of look like
technology,
a vagina. Yeah.
health and safety,
Yes.
Senate Wood district, which I assume is residential, and but across the water here, separated from all the futuristic shit, you have the African Culture Village,
Great.
which I find interesting.
Can we please stop
Yeah,
referring to all of Africa as one culture, because it's not.
we have the African Culture Village in Africa, where
Yeah.
all the culture is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not one culture.
Okay.
I bet you they're not going to include. The thing is, I don't know.
Well, no,
I'm
that's
irritable.
what I mean. Is that like is that it's in Africa where all the different types of African culture? I guess are they going to bring like all the different history of the culture of each area together there? I don't know. I don't understand this. This kind of sounds like the dude who wanted to build the second Titanic, and it's been fucking stalled for years, but this is on a much grander scale and a city.
Wait, there's some dude who wants to build a second Titanic.
Yeah, there was a guy that wanted to
there are
he's like an Australian billionaire who wanted to build Titanic 2, and he was going to build it in like this shipyard in China, and I don't think I don't even think they've laid a foundation for it. They have all the plans and stuff, but I don't think the foundation's ever been laid.
There's also a plans in the works by one of the Saudi prince, one of the more eccentric Saudi princes, to build a ridiculous city of the future in the middle of the Saudi desert where nothing is.
Oh yeah, the line, which was another really.
Well, the line.
Yeah, but the
line where you get to drink everybody else's pee.
The difference is that the Saudi princes actually have the capital to make that happen without begging for donations, which I think they're doing here because
I know they do.
Yeah.
The thing is, so the Saudis, I'm pretty sure, won't refuse anybody. I mean, if I were a multimillionaire and I were to go up to this guy and be like, "Yeah, I'd like to have a couple of apartments," he'd look at me, be like, "No." Like, why? Because I'm the wrong skin color. At least in the case of the Saudis, something tells me they're not going to be that picky. Nor do they, I mean, it's not even like they can afford to be that picky. They could be like, well, you're not Muslim, you're not invited. This dude clearly can't afford to be as picky as he wants to be.
All right. So,
for $6 billion, and he doesn't even have anything close to that.
Yeah, he may have done well on his music, but he didn't do $6 billion well. And even if he did, like, it's just unsustainable to pour everything
into 100 million.
Yeah, so I don't know.
His net worth US is 80 million. Like, bro, you are fucking years off the mark, pal.
Right.
Nobody's gonna crowdfund this crap.
No.
Never mind. Never mind. I take that back. They're retards in the United States will be like, oh my god, Wakanda.
There are, but
sorry, I take that back.
And I think that's actually what he's banking on is that oh my gosh, Wakanda forever factor that you got from a lot of people who've never actually set foot on the African continent. You
Yeah.
know? Um,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, so and Squatch, yeah, it would be African merely by being built in Africa. Yeah, absolutely. Um, so yeah, it's I think Zillage has got a point.
I
It
mean,
does come off as more than a tourist trap. I think this I get a real Jonestown vibe off of this myself.
You know what? Yeah.
You know, especially with
also at the same time.
the speaking in the third person shit.
Mm-hmm. Also, at the same time, this place costs about 1/8 of the gross domestic product of the whole entire country of Senegal. Senegal makes
Okay.
about $40.91 billion US a year. This place costs about an eighth of that. Senegal ain't gonna be paying for all of it. They ain't gonna be able to fucking do it. That's
You
not
know,
how that works.
I think if the Senegali government has gotten on board with this, they're probably looking at it in the same way that you know, like a major theme attraction would bring in tourist dollars.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't believe that Akon is looking at it like that. I think he's looking at building himself like a little kingdom.
Yeah, but well,
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say this, but how many do you seriously see this as becoming a thriving tourist attraction? I am sorry, but most Americans don't even go to Egypt, which actually is a thriving tourist attraction. They're not going to go to some made up new city by some dude. I mean, most Americans, especially right now with this economy, aren't going to be traveling halfway across the country to some country like. I mean, this, in order for this to be feasible, the entire country will have to alter to be more tourist friendly.
Hmm. And if I remember correctly, isn't Senegal
Well, also,
notorious for like warlords and beheadings and shit?
I wasn't even sure about their politics, but I was going to be like,
I think it has.
yeah, you no, you the fact that what is this guy going to be bringing into this country? And is the government going to want some guy sitting on a throne of his own city, questioning them?
Yeah. So I don't know. I think
Yeah,
he's
my
he's
internet's definitely slow.
is it?
Let's see what the State Department has to say about Senegal. It says, the U.S. State Department country reports on terrorism 2020 Senegal overview. Although there are no reported terrorist attacks in Senegal in 2020, the government of Senegal increasingly considers itself a likely potential target given ongoing terrorist activities in West Africa and instability in neighboring Mali. In light of these concerns, Senegal's continue to work closely with the U.S. military and law enforcement officials to strengthen its CT capabilities, counter-terrorist capabilities. It doesn't sound like the greatest place to want to go because one of its neighbors is a big problem, and of course that's going to bleed over. I mean, i.e., look at how Mexico bleeds over into the United States, and we're supposed to be the safest country on the planet, and we can't
Right.
stop a bunch of assholes from crossing a goddamn river.
Yeah. I mean the
And
only
look,
way
and
that
I'm not saying they're all assholes.
No,
yeah,
no, you're not.
the only way that Akon City is going to be like a safe tourist trap is if they also turn it into a damn police state. You know, that's the only way because you're going to have
Mhm.
problems with people on the outside. There's always going to be, you know, have-nots who want to have,
Yeah.
especially in you know a place like Senegal where you know
It'll be a prime
most of
target
the
too.
yeah most of the people are usually at the mercy of the people with the guns. You know,
Yeah.
so
No.
Well, I mean, when it comes to like Cancun and stuff like that in Mexico, the cartels said that Americans are off limits because they bring in that American money. They
that's
buy
got caveats
buy
too, but
drugs
yeah,
off of them. It's got caveats too, but at the same time, you're not supposed to mess with American tourists. And so, but that's also kind of like a warlord, in a sense, trying to, take care of its own capitalist
well,
business.
it
But it's
it
like
it is it
there's no law and
granted
order
it
necessarily
is
there.
it is exactly like warlords, except that the cartels are successful warlords. They run.
Mhm.
the government down there. Now, as far as like,
Yeah.
safeguarding Americans because of American dollars, uh, that is true to an extent. That also requires that the Americans stay in the tourist areas and spend their money. If they end up in places that the cartels
Yeah.
don't want them to be, most of the time they'll
Mhm.
be escorted back politely, but not always. And if they're doing
Yeah.
shit
No,
that
no.
you shouldn't be doing,
Yeah.
yeah, they'll feed you to the wolves.
Well, I mean, that's what happened to those 3 rogue guys or whatever that
Mhm.
killed those Americans, and the fucking cartel served them up on the fucking doorstep.
The
Basically, I think
only
what 2
reason
of them
they
were
did
dead.
that is yeah, the only reason they did that is because they didn't want CIA involvement. That's it. They were
Mhm.
trying they
Yeah.
didn't have a
No, pretty
problem with
much.
those particular Americans being dead because those particular Americans were involved in some illicit shit
Yeah.
Wow.
and weren't
No,
spending
but
money,
it's
they were trying to make money. They were trying to make cartel
yeah,
money. So,
but
like,
no,
yeah,
the but that's like the law of the land. It's you're not going to get, this isn't a friendly empire or whatever the hell you want to call it. It's they're friendly for the necessity of I want your money, but don't step out of line.
right.
And that's basically it. And I think it'd be the exact same concept. You would have people from the neighboring terrorist states who would want to target that place because they're gonna want to hit Americans as targets, because but not for this the same reason, because they
Yeah,
hate Americans. They're gonna and yes, in Africa, Americans are hated. We're hated most places around the world.
sure, sure. And Michelle brings up a point about this, like reminding of big business building new cities in the desert. Um, like Las Vegas, for example. And like I kind of get that, I do, but Las Vegas was built at an optimal time, and
Okay.
it was not without a significant amount of bloodshed.
But
Hmm.
on top of that, I was in America, which isn't in Africa, which
It was
Well,
still in the middle of the desert.
weren't there, like, when Las
yeah,
Vegas
but
was founded, weren't there like 4 or 5 families that owned like everything?
There were
Wasn't
two. There were four guys
Were
who
there
went out
two?
there,
Okay.
and there were two guys who were actually made guys, and then two guys who were their friends from like childhood and went out and built a place up. Bugsy Siegel was one of them. Lucky Marciano, and I can't remember the other two guys' names. But yeah, so there was an Italian crime family and a Brooklyn Jewish crime family involved in that,
Hmm.
and they built up Las Vegas. But there was a lot of bad shit that happened, and there's still bad shit that happens there. That they're a lot better. They have to keep under the rugs now, as it were, because they're no longer completely unsurveilled in the middle of the desert. But yeah,
Well,
it still does happen.
they had to clean up Las Vegas's image, because they wanted
Mhm.
because it's not the town it used to be. They needed to try to transition to it into a more friendly, not just a place for adults to go to let loose and be adults, but also as a place where you could possibly bring the kids, and it's still a safe environment for you to do stuff with
Mhm.
your kids and stuff like that. They had to change their
mm,
image from like what was the 70s or whatever, or 60s, whenever it was kind of like run by the mob and stuff like that.
Mhm.
um so yeah, it was they had to change how they do things. But no, you can still wind up in the fucking desert in a shallow grave. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
it did.
the only other comparable thing I can think of also was in the United States, and that's Salt Lake City in Utah. Where a small group of people showed up at a random place in the desert and built a city. I mean, yes, I understand that
Hmm.
like all of it starts off small, but like this was planned to be a city. It didn't start off as like a little fort in the middle of nowhere like most of our West and Midwest cities did. It was a planned out thing. Las Vegas and Salt Lake City were like the two of the, I would say, greatest engineering feats probably in at least in terms of like urban planning and that sort of thing. Um, that weren't built up gradually. Like New York City, for example,
yeah.
the foundations of that city are 400 years old, back to like cobblestones and wooden storefronts, right? So
Yeah.
it was a gradual thing in New York City's case. In Salt Lakes, I mean, you're talking a couple of decades. In Vegas, probably even less than that because they had more money.
Mm.
you know, so it's pretty impressive what they did, but they also weren't like one dude looking to build something to edify himself either.
Hmm.
And they also went out to barren places where there were very, very, very few other people, and like Senegal is, there's some shady fuckers all throughout that country. So I mean, maybe not the best place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
So
I was just reading something. I was paying attention. No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, well, you have to think that and I saw what JV said in the chat too.
mhm.
Between Las Vegas and Carson City, Nevada, a huge part of Nevada is owned by the U.S. government. So it's because when you have miles, it's just like if you drive from Las Vegas to LA, it's about a 6-hour drive during the day, but because at night there's so little traffic because it's such a sparsely um it's such a dense, heavily barren place that it can you can get there in like 4.5 hours if you're driving at night. It's just a straight shot. And yeah, I mean, you're traveling through some of the most barren parts of the United States when you do that, and it's just wild to see. But because
Mhm.
yeah, they literally built a city out in the middle of nowhere for so it would not be easily monitored because of gambling and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
and I did.
of course, alcohol. There's different stuff with that comes with that. And of course now everything is licensed by pretty much the government, which doesn't really make it a whole lot better.
Yeah, and I think Akon City is a fucking pipe dream personally, but I think even if he is successful, it's not gonna go well long term.
No, no, it's
You know,
not.
it's like either there's gonna be some natural disaster is gonna come down and knock all those wobbly ass looking buildings down, you know, or there's gonna be local strife, power struggles perhaps that involve bloodshed, um, or he's gonna go full Jim Jones and poison the population.
Hmm.
You
Yeah,
know, allegedly, like YouTube, it hasn't happened. I'm not saying he will do it. I'm saying that is definitely a possibility. That's all
yeah.
I'm saying. But I would like to say one thing to Akon, if you're out there listening, check us out. Ryan's drinking one of your buildings.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, bro. What are you fucking doing?
It
Yeah.
really does. That's why I'm saying it's going to develop a thriving sex industry.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, Joker said it. Prostitution. Don't forget prostitution. Legal in
That's
all
what I
counties
meant.
except for Clark. Yep, yep. I mean,
That's what.
these are Las Vegas was built in 1905. The Hoover Dam wasn't built until 1931. Think about that.
Oh
Um,
damn.
so yeah, no, Las Vegas was founded before even the Hoover Dam was. It's not like the Hoover Dam, because of the area. No, it was actually the other way around. And you're talking about you know, um, yeah, I mean, gambling, alcohol, and prostitution, and this took place before Prohibition, right? Prohibition was the like
Mm.
1920s.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, early
Prohibition was around
1920s.
1920s. So
Well,
I mean, Las Vegas.
prohibition was put into place partially because of the collapse that followed the Great Depression. A lot of people were turning to alcohol when they weren't throwing
Hmm.
themselves off of high rises, and so it was an attempt to curb that. In addition to some other
Hmm.
issues and all of that stuff, but yeah, prohibition was directly a response to the stock market crash in 19. Oh, maybe it was just before that. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I'm thinking 1920s, like early
Yeah.
1920s. So the stock market crashed in 1929. I had my dates mixed up. Scratch everything I just said. Sorry,
Did
folks.
you say something? I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
Wow,
It,
I
it
really
that
got
that
I
is
really got potato internet right now. I do not know why.
yeah, well,
This is
just the fact
driving
that
me
it's a
nuts, dude.
He's like, I'm gonna make Wakanda. It just, I don't know. It adds somehow less, more to the lack of credibility. He's like, I'm gonna make Wakanda.
And
Okay.
to answer Shadow's question, it's the whole backdoor thing. That's worse. Yeah, that's worse.
Yeah, that one is
I don't.
so much worse.
And it doesn't just make me flinch, it makes everybody fucking flinch. And I think that's why Samuel doesn't play it as much, because like everybody on the panel just like makes this face of like, the hell is wrong with you? Why did you play that?
I
So
mean,
it's like,
also
yeah,
it makes it more
I
effective
think
if we don't play it that
I think
often.
that
Yeah,
is
if you
true.
play it more-
That is true.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
Michelle,
but,
no,
yeah.
But a lot of people would. There are a lot of people who are completely.
There are a lot
obsessed.
of people who would, yes, but no, I would not, because I fear the mouse, as we all should.
Yeah, well, after what you guys told me about
Well, yeah,
Disney World,
because
I
if you're gonna,
was just gonna say, after what you guys told me about Disney in Orlando yesterday, and how let's just say I'd probably be one of the first people kicked out of this park, because I'd be like, "You're a dude in a dress." Yeah.
I'm less
Well,
concerned about that than I am for their bid for power.
Oh well, they're bid for power.
Yeah.
That's why it's like I thought Orlando was very, I thought most of Florida, because DeSantis won by so much. So for you to tell me that there's this bastion of anti-DeSantis it's like, okay, I did not know that.
Yeah.
well,
Maybe Florida isn't the best
kind
place
of
for me
talking
to-
about not really the political side. Not really talking about the political side of it, but Epcot was meant to be obviously the city of the future. It was meant to be the Silicon Valley, but in Florida. It would have done wonders for the state of Florida, and the, obviously Reedy Creek was supposed to be the actual subdivisions and cities surrounding it. That's no longer the goal of what Disney wants to do. Disney wants to build these neighborhoods where people can come and live, and it's all Disney themed, and you can buy your house and stuff like that. The problem is, though, is that what's all in the fine print, because Disney is not the same company that it was under Walt Disney. Once Walt Disney died, they scrapped Epcot for being the city of the future, and they turned it into something completely different, because they didn't want to do that. I don't know the reason why the board scrapped it after his death, and decided to turn it into some kind of, I would say, probably mediocre theme park. Because I mean, look, Epcot's fine, but I think it would have been better suited as what Walt Disney wanted it to be. As this giant tech hub where, it would have made it would have made not just tourism, but like business travel and stuff like that a huge thing for the Orlando area. And Orlando is also already one of the most visited spots on Earth because of Disney World. So, but the thing is that now it's not the same company. It's a very kind of socialist minded company. And I have a feeling you'd have to read the fine print if you lived in one of those neighborhoods, because if you don't agree with the politics of Disney, I think it would be kind of like a socialist utopia, so to speak, that they could implement any type of fines or fees, or basically you got to read the fine print nowadays, and who knows what you'd be signing your life away to just to buy this $400,000 house that says, in this Disney fucking subdivision, that it's all wonderful and magical all the time, and we have a great community center where it's Disney 24/7 and the kids will love it. It's like, yeah, okay. But what comes with that?
You will swear your
gotta
firstborn
always
child.
read the fine print.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
You know what, Ryan? I think that this Akon City is. I think that the idea that is being presented to the world is very much like the idea that Walt had for Epcot. I don't think that's what it is in reality, but I think that is definitely the presentation they're trying to show everyone. It's like, oh, it's a future city.
No, I think it's.
Yeah. Are you getting some lag
it's all
on
smoke
the
and mirrors,
audio?
in my opinion.
No.
Me?
Yeah, you.
No. Are you getting lag with me?
Yeah, a little bit. A
I'm
little
not
bit.
getting any lag.
So
That's
no, I just asked
okay.
because
That's a big delay.
yeah, because you seem to have a bit of a delayed response on your end, just from what I'm seeing. I could be wrong about that, but
Okay, I'm shutting everything down, and I'm shutting my router off, and I'm coming back.
all right. Well, Ryan will return.
Okay.
So, and yeah, he's gonna have if that's gonna be an issue for him tonight. He's got another stream he's got to run from his end. That'll be an issue for him.
Yeah. So
Hope he gets that worked out. So we should see him shortly. But yeah.
uh,
So, Kat, would you live in a dildo skyscraper?
no, but then if I were going to be living in Africa, that's not the country I would choose.
I mean, those buildings just look like they're designed to vibrate, don't they?
Yes, they do, which is why I don't want to be a part of that. As I said, I'm pretty sure they're going to have a very thriving sex industry, and they're going to try and get as many women as possible. So,
I agree, and I'd be willing to bet that most of those women would be unwilling participants.
yes, which is why, no, thank you. You know what? Like I said, if I want to go live in Africa, there's a country I want to live in Africa. It's not this one. Yeah, but then I wouldn't want to live in a Disney themed. It's not reality. I'm sorry. I love Destiny, but you're not going to see me making my house into a, this is why I'm not a big cosplayer either. As much as it's like, it's not real.
Let me ask you this then. You obviously don't go for the dildo to the sky idea.
Yeah.
How about a hobbit hole?
That would be fun. But that's because it's practical. I'm not a I don't like the cold. So it could be warmer, it's easier to insulate. If things go to hell, having a home underground is easier to protect and defend against people. Yeah,
This is true. This is true. It's also a lot harder to dig yourself out in the case of a blizzard.
that's true. But if you have maybe like a periscope kind of entrance in the back or something where you have like a way up and out. But
Yeah.
the thing is, I'm willing to risk it. Blizzards aren't that. I'm not dissing cosplayers, Joker's voice. I just personally have never been a big fan of cosplaying because to me look, I know they do a phenomenal job. I know it's for fun, but maybe it's less the cosplayers and more the people who just like that person who used to wear a Star Trek uniform around in their daily life. It's like, yeah, you're not a Starfleet officer. You're not a wizard. I would love to be a real wizard. Wearing a wizard's robe isn't going to make me into a real wizard. So it's not me dissing. I mean, some of these, as I've joked, I've said I would love it for somebody to cosplay as a corpus in for TennoCon with the haircut and everything. But I don't know.
At least they aren't furries.
That's true too.
Yeah. Yeah, because furries are everyone's problem.
No, and while some heaters can help with that, underground is more insulated, so it's but I see it as a very easy way to defend. It's a great way. It's a much more defensible perimeter, like area. You can defend it better if you're underground.
Mhm.
It's yeah, and given what we're facing, I would rather have I don't mind it. As I said, it's also like I said, primarily though it feels like it's easier to keep it warm.
Yeah. Real quick before we get on with the chat here, JV, I am assuming that is an Akon specific reference. And I'm sure it's super funny. I don't get the reference because I don't follow his music. I never have. I barely know who he is, and the only reason this got brought to my attention was because Amira knows who he is, and Larry knows who he is. They're just like, and she brought this thing up that neither one of us had heard of. Which is weird too, because you think if he was trying to get all that crowdfunding to build this thing, that he would have better publicity, like even people like myself would know about it, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's doomed to failure, and if it does in any way succeed, it's probably going to be a short-lived success before it's reclaimed by the land.
Yeah. No. I think.
I'd be happy to be proven wrong. If the guy goes and builds like a successful little mini utopia or whatever, and it works, great. I just don't think it will.
Utopia never works. Everybody keeps thinking they're building their own utopia, and never works. You're not going to build it. Just.
Yep, right there, bingo, JV. Even discounting political stuff or like regional violence or anything of that nature, internal strife, that kind of thing. You get a big enough natural disaster, that design is not going to hold up.
What is it with that design? Who sat there and said, "I'm going to design a giant dildo city"?
You know what? I'd be willing to bet. I bet he submitted some initial designs that he did himself to professional landscape architects, and they decided to have some fun at his fucking expense. That'd be my guess.
You know what? That's probably because who designs it like this?
Yeah, because I don't know. I mean, it's otherwise somebody convinced him that this is in fact a good design. I don't know, and it is a good design for certain marital aids, not for buildings that people live in and work in.
Has anybody said anything about that? Like in comments or something, said, "Why are you doing this? It looks kind of off." I mean, just
Yeah.
if we saw it blatantly, surely other people have seen this too.
Right. Shadow, it can be spelled both ways. She has spelled it both ways. She's also spelled it the second way, but without the H. I mean,
yeah,
it's not an English word, so the proper spelling would be in Arabic.
Yeah, I know. My brother's name is Amir, which is the male version, which means prince. Amira is princess.
Yeah. So most of the people who follow her spell it with the two E's.
My brother spells it Amir. So Shadow's way of spelling it. Without the H. What is it? So yeah, now you see Arabic is yes a gendered language. Amir is prince. Amira is princess.
I swear to God, I hope that's better.
Yeah, much.
Okay, I don't know what the hell, but it looks like the potato internet is gone. I don't know if they did an update last night and I just needed to fucking shut my shit off. I don't know.
So you can hear me right as I speak now.
Yes.
Oh, good. Yep, Ryan's back, folks.
Yeah, because your shit, I would answer you, and your delay was like a good 5 seconds.
Yeah, I noticed that, like, that we'd be having that conversation, and then you'd start like talking right in the middle of it, like you couldn't hear me, and I was like, but I know he can hear me because he's responding to what I said. It's just later.
I don't fucking know. I really don't know what I miss. I heard we're talking about furries. I saw in the chat some furry talk.
I'm not a big fan of cosplaying. I guess my view of it, not in the bad way. It's like my view of it
Furry's
maybe
different than cosplay, though.
Yeah, no. Well, they brought it up because they're like, look, I get it, and I understand why people do it. It's just I would rather be a real guardian than prance around dressed up. I get it, and my view of it has changed when I think about it more as something somebody does as a one-off for fun versus, you're not prancing around thinking you're a guardian. I guess I'm more thinking of, like I said, that lunatic who was wearing a Starfleet uniform in daily life. You're not a Starfleet officer, honey. Wearing that uniform isn't going to make it real.
Who's wearing a Starfleet uniform?
There was a woman a while back who did jury duty in a Starfleet uniform. And they're like,
wait.
Not making it up.
They put her on the actual jury.
I was, you know what? I was on board to defend this woman and walking around in her everyday life wearing the uniform because whatever, that's fandom. But she showed up to fucking jury duty in this thing.
Yes.
Oh no.
I mean,
Who-
personally, the fan. I personally don't even see why anybody would do it in real life. I'm sorry. 1996. I mean, I get it. It's not hurting anybody. I just, hey, like I said, you do you. Go right ahead. It's just,
I think the easiest way to put this, it's the same reason that you absolutely love everything about video games. Um, I support. Okay, so this is the best way to put it. So like Anna, that Star Wars girl, she does cosplay and stuff like that, and and like cons and stuff for the most part.
yeah,
But like furries is a very very different thing.
yeah.
It's adults who get turned on by dressing up like animals and simulating sex and even actually having sex later on, so it's weird. So yeah, that's too much. That's too much.
No, look, let me be clear. I don't have a problem if you want to do it. All right, go right ahead. Live your life living as a Starfleet officer. I just don't. I think it's stupid and silly. I mean, as I said, you're not losing anything out. I'm not. It's not. There's no loss on my part. I just think it's silly because you're not really. I mean, and the thing is, I'd compare it differently to, like, for example, I wear a hat with the Destiny logo on it, right? That's just the reason I wear it. It's like, yeah, I like Destiny. If you like Destiny, let's talk about Destiny. So if saying this is something I'm interested in, are you interested in it too? Let's talk about it.
Oh, geez, I
But
think I heard about this. This happened in '96.
yes,
Yeah, this was. Yeah, I think I remember hearing
it
a
turns
little bit
out
about that.
she wasn't removed from jury duty because of the uniform. She spoke to the press, which she wasn't supposed to do.
Well, yeah, that'll disqualify you right there.
Yeah, but she was also, I think, in a show called. There was 2 movies called Trekkies and Trekkies 2, and I
Yeah,
think,
I've seen the first one.
yeah,
These are all comments about how dumb she was. Wow. And this is a fan site, fan lore.
no, that's Wikipedia. Oh wait,
Oh,
no, it is
okay.
a fan site. I thought it was Wikipedia. No, it's a fan site. Look, as I said, you want to do it, go right ahead. Yeah, you know what? Fine, go right ahead. Star Trek isn't real.
Well, yeah, a great many
Oh,
things that people believe aren't real, but I don't see on a practical level, I don't see any real difference between say wearing your favorite Starfleet uniform and wearing a cross. It's real to someone.
agreed. No,
No,
absolutely agreed.
nah, no, 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 no.
I look. I well,
God's existence is something that we can. I mean, we know 100% for a fact that Starfleet is not real. God is open to debate, which is why it's
well,
more humble about it, because I know I can't prove beyond a doubt. Look, as
there,
I said,
there are people who would argue with us about that. Now, I'm not saying. So I do see the example that Samuel's making. I really do get it. But there also might be somebody who is delusional and believes that Starfleet is actually real. So it's like,
It
you know,
also, yeah,
one
it could serve as a reminder of someone who prefers to try to live up to the ideals of Roddenberry, so they wear the uniform as a
yeah.
as a symbol of that. That
yeah,
doesn't necessarily mean that they're crazy.
No. I mean, they could also kind of, use the people, I'm a huge fan of Superman. Truth, justice, and the American way and stuff like that is something that you know, I as a kid, I absolutely identified and loved a lot. And even to this day, I still try to uphold, similar kind of morality. In the my parents in the army reinforced that. My time in law enforcement reinforced that honor, courage, duty, respect are all things that no. So no, I absolutely
Yeah.
do get it.
Let me put
oh,
it this
I
way, because
mean,
Shadow's saying here that a cross is a much less notable thing. Shadow, we all know that you have a shall we say, a possibly unhealthy fascination with a certain empire of the past, right? If you could get away with wearing a Legionnaire's helmet all day, every day, wouldn't you?
I mean, he's got a shield.
Yeah.
yeah.
Which
I mean, no, I get what
nothing wrong with.
No, I get what you're saying. I mean, for example, with me, one of the positive influences that the corpus has had on me is the fact that they literally worship hard work and labor. So it's made me be like, yeah, how much, to look more into working harder, and that's one of their positive ideals. But would I walk around with the corpus suit on? No, but like I said, I don't have a problem with people doing it. I personally wouldn't do it. I think it looks a little silly.
Right,
But
but what I'm getting from you here is that it's more a matter of degrees as to how much silly is too much silly.
Yeah.
You know, like it's too much for you to wear the full uniform, but it's not too much to talk about the ideals, right? Of the corpus, for example.
yeah, because I don't believe it's real.
Okay, but that doesn't necessarily mean that line isn't further down for someone else.
No, because literally look at your
No.
name tag right now.
It's my Twitter handle.
Yes, but do you understand what we're getting at here, Kat?
I don't go to work dressed as a Starfleet officer. Okay.
I understand that. You also don't go to work dressed as the corpus marketing director. You go to
No,
work
I
as an
don't. I
employee
don't
of
go
that store.
around telling people that I'm the corpus marketing director.
Let me put it to you this way: I have my father-in-law still believes that the war between Ireland and England that was started 1,000 years ago is still raging to this day, and that Ireland will one day win out. Right? So he dresses in the dress of that era all day, every day.
Okay.
He's never even been to fucking Ireland.
Okay.
You know, I was like, he's batshit. Right. And I get
Yes.
that. But I think that this woman who is wearing the uniform, I think it was probably a mistake to wear it to jury duty myself, because that's you know, in the society that we live in, obviously you would want more of a professional attire, you know, like a nice dress or a suit and tie or what have you.
Oh, no, I don't have a problem with her dressing into jury duty. As I said, to me, I'm just saying it's not something I personally would do. I think it
I
looks a
do.
little silly. I don't have a problem with it. I think it looks a little silly. I think sometimes people blur the problem is we have a big problem where people are blurring fiction and reality a little too much.
Sure, it looks silly,
Yeah.
but it's part of fandom. I don't see that as any different than somebody walking around wearing, say, a Nerdrotics hat.
As I said, I'm saying I don't have a problem with it. I think it looks a little silly. I think that you're taking it a little too far, but do what you want to do. I'm also saying that, yeah, we do have a slight problem with people blurring fiction and reality, which is why people are getting some kinds of ridiculous plastic surgery and stuff. Because, but
It's kind of a stretch.
no, well, I mean, there's a degree of people are seeing it's. I mean, I'm seeing it in some of the people who talk on Twitter who.
Well,
Their whole
let's just
identity is
remember Twitter's not real life, and
yeah,
that's
but a
a
lot of
horrible representation.
no, Twitter's not real life, but you see it like people starting to blur a bit reality and fiction when they say, "I identify as a cake. My pronouns are cake." On the other hand, people are actually surprised to find out that Stu Leonard's has a
Oh,
50.
JV, absolutely. And as somebody who owns 5 Broncos jerseys, because I'm a massive Denver Broncos fan, and I got a damn Denver Broncos blanket on a freaking couch behind me. Yes. Like going, look, I mean, okay, look, I
No,
wouldn't,
but you're not saying you're a member of the Denver.
hold
No, you're not saying you're a member of the Denver Broncos. You're a fan of it. I'm wearing a Zelda hat.
Did this person say they were a member of Starfleet?
They identified with the Starfleet. I don't
Oh,
know.
okay. I mean, but they didn't say they're a member of Starfleet.
You
Did they?
don't walk around with the full sports uniform on, carrying a whatever Denver
I've
Broncos.
I've walked around with a Denver Broncos jersey on easily.
But the full uniform, the helmet, the
No, but it's like
okay, fine. You can wear the Starfleet uniform, but if you're walking around with a fake tricorder and phaser,
I mean, I'd have to say to each
That's
their
fandom.
own.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that. I'm saying to each their own. You want to do it. It doesn't mean I don't think it's a little weird. I personally wouldn't do it. But I think it's a little off. I'm not saying you can't do it. In fact, I'm the one who's saying she wants to go to jury duty dressed as a Starfleet officer. Go right
That's not
ahead.
okay. That's inappropriate. I don't like that.
I mean, I don't
Well,
care.
she has the right to do it, but they
Yeah.
should have immediately dismissed her.
But I mean, I'm saying you do you, especially given right now where we have stuff that's so ridiculously over the top. Where it's like, yeah, maybe there's a limit to how much of you do you. You do you, but I'm not gonna. You're not gonna see me running around in a Starfleet uniform because to me it feels like, yeah, it's not real.
Well,
I'm not gonna wear a.
what if you wanted to run around in a Starfleet uniform? Should I make fun of you for it?
I'm never gonna run around in a
No,
Starfleet uniform.
I'm saying.
I'm
Okay.
not even making fun of the person. I said it feels a little off. It's a little weird, but
Look,
you
I
do
will agree
you.
with you on this. I will say that there is a line where between fandom and the beginnings of lunacy. There is that line, but that is at a different place for each person.
Yeah,
Mhm.
on top of that, if you're walking around with a fake phaser and tricorder, that's a little bit a step too far. You're walking around.
What
They're
if that
props.
what if that makes that person feel better, makes them feel more confident whether other people agree or not?
Do it. I'm just saying personally, I think it's a little wonky when you're walking around and you're holding up a tricorder and you're 30 years old. Again, I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm just
37 I wear. I got 5 Denver Broncos jerseys, I got hats, and I've got a pair of shoes that are Nikes that are Denver Broncos that were licensed by the NFL.
It's not a tricorder. It's not a children's toy. As I said, I'm saying she can do whatever the hell she wants. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying to me it's a little long.
We're not trying to roust you up. We're just saying.
I'm just saying do what you want to do.
Okay, look, the jury duty is where they lost me. That's
Mhm.
fine.
They didn't lose me.
I'm
But-
with you on that. That was
Yeah.
not the appropriate place to wear that, which leads me to believe that perhaps this woman is a little out of touch with actual reality. Sure,
Yes.
but not
Yeah.
in any way that I see as particularly harmful to herself or anybody else.
And
Either.
I didn't say any of that. I didn't say she was harmful. Like I said, I even said she has I have no problem with her going to jury duty dressed like that. I'm just saying, to me personally, you're not going to see me wearing a Guardian's cloak going to work. As much as I love Destiny, I'm not going to wear a cloak because you know what? I'm not a Guardian. As cool as I would love to wear a cloak.
I get.
Or
And
and the
JV,
thing.
if I mean, you spend a lot of time in Arkham, I'd have to say you probably are a little crazy. You keep trying to kill the bat, dude. That's not cool.
No, yeah, Joker's definitely crazy, and that's why we love him.
The thing is also you need to take the context into effect, okay? You're going to a convention, you're carrying a lightsaber, okay. You work at Walmart and you're walking around with a toy lightsaber. I'm sorry, but yeah, I have no problem with the woman wearing it in jury duty. She's showing off her ideas. But wearing a fake tricorder and phaser, those are literal toys. Okay, walking around with a lightsaber, walking around Walmart in a Walmart uniform because you have to wear your work uniform, but you're wearing a lightsaber. You're not being professional enough.
You know what, Ryan? I dare you to strap that to your chest and wear it to work.
And I have no problem. I spent the guard. I have the two.
My job is the internet. This is work.
Yeah,
I don't have that government job anymore.
I have the $200 Guardian Destiny 2 Hunter figure. Okay, I do have that, but I don't go to work with a lightsaber strapped to my belt. I might wear.
I worked for USPS, and I knew people who would come, with like dressed up a little bit for like St. Patty's Day or Halloween and stuff like that. I mean, it's
for events.
It's a government job, and it was allowed. I mean, I just look
for the holiday. I was allowed to wear my Harry Potter Ravenclaw robe for the release of Hogwarts.
The whole reason for grabbing that I was out because I was saying is that just because they're toys doesn't more adults buy toys nowadays than kids do, because kids,
especially Akon,
are too goddamn busy with this motherfucker right here.
Yes.
Like that's all they want. They're like, I want an iPad, I want a new phone, I want this, I want to be a social. No, you don't want to be a social media influencer. It's stupid. Like I want to get on TikTok and I want to dance around.
I don't want to be a social influencer. No, I'm just saying.
I know that's why you're actually a good person for the job, because you're not like going, I want to be famous, I want to be this, I don't want everybody to know my name. It's like, no,
God, okay, you guys, I have no problem with Halloween. I don't even have a problem. My job, like I said, during St. Patrick's Day, people wore St. Patrick's Day stuff. Okay. Halloween, I don't have a problem. It's one day. What I'm talking about is the person who walks around with a fake tricorder acting like it's real. As I said, I don't even have the problem with the person wearing the Starfleet uniform to jury duty. I'm just saying there's a little something off with a person who walks around with a fake tricorder and phaser. That's a little bit too much. Or if you're walking around with a lightsaber at your job, yeah, you might be. Most people are going to look at you like you're a little loopy. It doesn't mean you are. Doesn't mean you don't love it. I'm just saying, come on, grow up a little. When you're at work, is it really appropriate for you? Even the jury duty thing. Do I think, hey, you want to do it? Go right ahead. It makes you look like you're immature, but go right ahead and do it. I'm just saying.
What if they're trying to sense for noxious gases in their workplace?
Yeah, go right ahead with the goddamn tricorder. No, oh my God, people! You people!
Samuel, hold on.
I just said Joker's voice. I just said you do you. I have no problem with it. I'm not saying they're hurting anybody. I'm just saying my personal opinion. If I walk into a Target and I see somebody wearing a lightsaber, okay, I'm gonna be like, okay, you know what? You're a little on the immature side. I'm not going to think you can't do it. I'm going to think it's a little unprofessional, but do what you want. I mean, my God, you people, I'm not saying don't do it.
Whoa, you people.
Yes, you people. I'm just not saying don't do it. I'm not saying do whatever the hell you want to do. Okay, it's not intruding on me. But yeah, just think about we live in a society now where everyone thinks that they could do whatever the hell they want without thinking how it's perceived. Okay, look, as I said, you want to go to Target in your Target uniform with your lightsaber on your belt, go right ahead. I don't have a problem with it. But at the same time, the way you're being perceived by most normal people is you're walking around with a toy lightsaber. Just, I'm sorry. No matter how much.
Can you take that super chat off of that chat off the screen?
I got it. That computer crashed right in the middle of your sentence.
She got a little worked up.
Yeah.
Again, I would be fine with it, but at the same time, you're walking around with a toy. Okay? Do I have toys? Yes, I do. Okay?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Oh God.
I got to change the topic if you want it.
Oh no, not these two fucking idiots.
No.
Come on.
They're being paid by the Democratic Party.
I know. That's why I want to listen to them because they're stupid.
Technically, they're being paid by a media conglomerate that's being paid by the DNC. But yes.
Yeah.
Again, I would be fine with it. You want to walk around with a lightsaber, I don't have a problem. But how you're perceived by people is like, yeah, you're still walking around with a toy. Okay? They're walking around with a toy. Go right ahead. Do whatever the hell you want. I'm not going to go up to management and say, why is this person walking around with a lightsaber?
Well, that gives us a pretty good segue because these two are someone's toys.
Mm-hmm. And they look like they'd ask for the manager too.
What the Republican Party doesn't.
Very loud. Is that loud for everybody else?
Yeah, but they're very loud people.
Wow. Jesus. I turned it down. God, they're that loud.
And again, Joker's voice. You want to go into Skeleton Onesie? Go right ahead. It was probably Halloween. Go right ahead. Doesn't mean I'm going to be approaching you for customer assistance because
it doesn't.
I would like to say though that on a very, very technical level, both Christians and Muslims should have a problem with Halloween because it is a pagan festival.
Because I don't care. No, I don't have a problem with Halloween. I don't celebrate it. Okay? Because
you said last week. Yes. I love it.
But I'm just saying that the Christians shouldn't celebrate it either. You know, Muslims generally don't.
We don't. My family.
I love me some fucking Halloween.
I have never.
But then again, I'm not a hater. I'm not.
Yeah. No, look, to prove to the point where I'm making, okay? Look, I've never celebrated Halloween. I have never gone trick or treating in my entire life. Okay, I've never done it. But I don't care if you do it.
Are you allowed are Muslims allowed to wear costumes?
Yeah, why not? As long as it fits the like, for example, with the hijab, as long as
so you would still have to wear it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But as long as it, like, for example, Mugsy Kids pointed out, because she's like, why don't you make something to dress up for the video game convention in Florida, like corpus related. And it's like, yeah, because of the hijab. She's like, well, corpus wear a helmet. You could wear the corpus helmet, and it's like hijab. Yeah, as long as like the rules for the hijab are, I can't show anything past like so up to the wrists and the face. Yeah, you can wear whatever the hell you want. I have a halo scarf. I have a scarf that says
Yeah,
UNSC on it.
I guess a simpler way of looking at that would be like you wouldn't get a lot of Islamic actors if they weren't allowed to like dress up as other things.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
No, it's
yeah,
just
because it would be against their religion to do so, so they wouldn't be able to be in that profession. But we do have a number of famous Islamic actors, and they do dress up and behave as other people as actors are wont to do.
this may come as a shock, but there are television shows and movies in Egypt made by Egyptians. There are a lot of Egyptian actors. Yes, I could if I wanted to.
You should
I
do
don't.
that. It doesn't even change the overall look that much.
No, it doesn't. And in fact, that's one of the arguments where they're like similar backgrounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
So if you were to dress up as the guy from Scream and you were pretty much like fully covered except for like your hands, that'd be okay.
Yes.
I think he wore gloves.
In most of the movies, yes. I know there were points where he didn't, and I think that was just like maybe a
Okay.
goof.
These are the rules for the hijab. All right. The rules are, first of all, like I said, face and hands. The clothing needs to be
Great
loose.
movies, by the way. Everybody loves the Scream guy. All right, Ghostface is awesome.
The clothing should be loose, so nothing skin tight. I'm more strict about it. I think that you should wear something that covers your chest. I know a lot of people who push it up and around. And it's like, well, what's the point? You're showing off your whole chest then. It needs to be loose. It shouldn't be
Do you have her number? She's single?
Actually, it's my mom.
Oh shit! I was trying to make a joke and then it went way wrong. Way wrong. I'm
And
sorry.
on top of that, my dad's like, it makes you look taller if you put it up, and I don't. I'm more strict about the hijab than that. It's not supposed to be like flamboyant, so I can't wear perfume. I can't wear like in that time period, women would wear bells to draw men's attention, stuff that would draw a person's eye. On the other end, if you're going to a convention where everybody is dressed up in costumes and it's part of the convention, and as long as it fits the rules of, loose, covers everything but the face and hands, you're fitting in. So, yeah, it can be done. As I said, and again, I don't even have a problem with dressing up, like Bugsy Kid said, go to the convention as Corpus. I just have, you know what, like I said, you want to do it in your daily life, go right ahead. It's just not for me. I think it looks a little silly, especially if you're walking around with a toy.
Shut the fuck. Shut the fuck, Samuel.
I mean, it's a toy. I'm
not trying to hit on Kat's mom. Had she started the story out with my mom, it would have been very different.
Yeah, I mean,
I would have never touched that joke with a 50-foot pole.
No, I mean, I'm more strict about it than family. So look, I'm not condemning anybody. I think it just looks a little silly if you're walking around with a toy. Go right ahead.
I mean, I'm not opposed to hitting on somebody's mom, but not my friend's mom. Like that's inappropriate.
She's a little old for you.
Well, I mean, probably. Yeah. I mean, but some moms are in their 40s and they're hot, or 50s.
Yeah.
I mean, I did watch part of MILF Manor.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh,
yeah,
God.
just fast forwarded to certain bits though.
Oh
no,
God.
I was legitimately trying to review it at one time, and it was so terrible that it just like it got worse and worse. And I don't know, maybe eventually, just out of like awful curiosity, I might finish it. Because I heard it ended on a dumpster fucking fire. So do we want to watch the video of these two bozos?
No, that's why I've been talking over it this whole time. But go ahead.
No, let me just say this about the male gaze. One of the reasons why I like being a Muslim is it acknowledges men will look. Okay, that's one of the things. So you're not going to turn it off completely. So that's why you wear a lot of clothing. But don't draw attention to yourself needlessly. Like my father doesn't go to the beach except early in the morning because there's going to be women in bikinis that are going to try and draw his gaze. Makes sense. He goes very, very early before the crowds come.
If you go on TikTok, they don't want you to look at them. That's what I've been hearing all the time. These girls wearing skimpy ass fucking clothes in the gym. They're like, why's this creeper looking at me? It's like, I don't know, maybe because the fucking spandex you're wearing is so far up your ass, I can see your butthole.
That's the thing. That's why I wear the hijab, because men are going to look. I hate to break it to
Because
you,
it
honey.
covers your butthole.
Yes, it does. Very thoroughly. Thank God. I don't want to walk around with my butthole. But I mean, it acknowledges the fact that no matter what, men are going to look. And I'm sorry, it's stupid women who think that if they wear bikini, men aren't going to look. That's just a fact. Men are going to look. It's the nature of men. How stupid do you have to be?
Oh, that's precious. I think Ryan just like blew himself off the screen there with the
I'm
laughter.
sorry, Ryan, but it's the truth. Men are going to look. You have to acknowledge reality. You can't go around telling yourself, I'm going to wear almost nothing and wear skin-tight clothing, and then if a man looks at me, I'm going to be pissed. Honey, that's reality. You can't see my butthole. I'm wearing pants. Anyway. I feel like I have dominated the conversation. Can we go to something more interesting and not those two idiots? Because I happen to actually be a Republican.
Yeah, we can move on.
In fact, I've been
something
told that
else.
I'm more Republican than most Republicans. I did not know that. But
Just having a little fun backstage with some of the titles.
I had to take a break after that one because she just took that butthole line and went right into it, and I was dead.
Yeah,
Not skipping a fucking beat. She just boom. That was the funniest thing that's probably happened on this stream.
Yeah, that was pretty good. You did just roll with it though. That's impressive. There was a
I
time
know,
when you would
that's-
blush and just
I
get
know.
real quiet.
I think we've broken her.
nah,
Or have we made her better?
I don't know.
you guys
I
ruined
don't,
me ages ago. I used to be.
I don't know if her parents would agree that she's better.
There's a reason why I don't share these streams with my father.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
Our apologies, sir, if you ever see this.
I'm not apologizing for shit.
Oh, well, sometimes you gotta show a little respect to a lady's father.
I would if I was dating her.
No, you're friends
But
too. You gotta show a little respect.
She's my friend, and she knows what I'm about. And I don't
And
know
I come
that.
every-
So
And I come every week. I know what you're about, and yet somehow I still keep coming every week. And I keep clicking that link every week.
That sounds like Samuel's like, it's like she's my friend and she knows what she's doing. It's all on her.
God damn it, you make it sound like I'm sitting here in a bikini going, Samuel, you want to look?
I did see your bangs one time. That was a crazy day.
It's like those old fashioned Playboys where like it's showing a little ankle. I saw a little bit.
I
of
know,
bangs.
right? I'm playing about.
Yeah, you see
I took the
bangs.
video down because the chat didn't want to see it. Nobody else did because, well, I don't blame them because those two are.
I can't speak
little-
for anybody else, but I
Little
have
gay boy.
seen it.
No, I saw the chat. They don't want to see it either. Little gay boys pee sitting down, but they're like the Republican Party, and they're like 20-something years old, and they're like, "We're Democrats, vote blue," and it's like, the fuck do you know about anything? You're 20.
Yeah, I didn't know. The only reason I was sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I didn't give a shit about politics until Obama's last term when he was like spending money on a bunch of god awful crap, and the VA fucking hospital suffered, and he pulled money from it, and then of course the narrative.
That video.
No, do not play that video.
No,
I was
No.
at least I'm worse than you. I didn't pay attention to politics until I woke up one morning and I was told, yeah, you can't go to work because our great Lord and Savior, the mighty Phil Murphy, decreed it upon us. All hail Phil Murphy. I didn't even know he was a Democrat. I had no idea. I just hated Phil Murphy. Now I know he's a Democrat, but at the time I hated him.
I agree with JV. Yeah, I don't like either side of the fucking aisle. It's just that's why I voted for Trump the last two times, is because I don't really think he identifies either direction. He's just a guy who fucking came in, and they like to say that he broke the political system, but no, I disagree. I think he came in and he said, This has been broken for so fucking long. And then everybody went, oh, how dare you, sir? And it's like, no, he's right. Like, our shit's been broken for a long time. He didn't break
Yeah.
it. He just came in and said, wow, what a fucking mess. What did y'all do?
I
And
think
that's why I like him.
Well,
No,
let me
no.
put it this way: like you take George H.W. Bush and his talk about a new world order, right? Fast forward, 16 years, and then Obama, who is a Democrat, not a Republican, is talking about the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
know?
and the fact that Obama and George W. Bush are all buddies,
Mhm.
should tell you something you need to know, that both sides, and they both don't
That there's
like.
a club for people with ears who stick out the sides of their heads.
Yeah, there's also a club for assholes who think they run the fucking world and get to tell everybody
Yeah.
else what to fucking do.
No, the thing is,
I
the
think
reason
my joke was funnier.
one of the reasons I leaned Republican is
No,
initially
it
I
wasn't.
leaned libertarian, and then I realized that people are too dumb to do half the things that libertarians. We need some control. Now, do I agree with all the Republicans? No, but on the other hand, I mean, my state, for example, is going to probably not pass this law banning stuff being done to children because the Democrats are just going to vote Democrat, and at least if a Republican votes Republican, I'm more likely to agree with what they're voting for. Do I think it's right? I think personally, the moment you're elected into office, whether you're Republican or Democrat, you need to see what the mood is in the state. Everyone in for example, the IRS thing really pissed me off because they're like, yeah, Democrats are not going to vote to repeal the IRS. Habibi, you really think New Jerseyans love paying taxes? Just pause a moment. No, you're voting on the side of Democrat because of Democrat. You don't give a shit about what New Jerseyans want. It's the same thing with the whole thing with the kids. The fact that Bud Light is selling at 50% at Stu Leonard's in New Jersey tells you my conversations with every New Jerseyan, whenever the few that I have, but I have spoken to people, are completely against it being done with children. We're talking lifelong Democrats who will not vote red regardless
Well,
are against it.
the
So
vast majority of both sides won't vote for anybody that doesn't align perfectly with what the
yes,
party says, and which is, I think that's asinine. I think that you really need to look at an individual and at
yes,
what their policies are and what their track record says more than their policies, because
yes.
their track records will tell you more about whether or not they're being honest about their policies. And
But
obviously, you can't read the future. Somebody may change their minds down the line, but you got to be more discerning and look at the individuals and not at the parties.
no, but it's not just that. No, you're not. You're misunderstanding me. What I'm saying is the moment you go into office, whether you are a Republican or a Democrat, you need to look at what your state wants. So New Jersey is mixed. And there's some policies that New Jerseyans obviously will support that aren't flat out Democrat, like the IRS issue. People are voting to not repeal the IRS because they're Democrat instead of going, I wonder what the people of New Jersey want. Once you're voted into office and represent New Jersey, you're not representing Democrats, you're not representing Republicans, you are representing New Jersey. And you should
Well,
speak to the people of
also
New
That
Jersey.
because
that is the ideal, and that is how it's
Yes,
supposed to
that's
work,
how it's
Kat. But that
yes.
is not how it actually
Oh no,
works.
that's how it should work, and that's why I'm
Yeah.
angry about it. But that's why I will vote for a
Yeah,
Republican because,
that's
in general, they will be more in line with me.
sure.
Because
That's
and I'm not saying
absolutely
they're better. I'm
how
not
it's set
saying
up.
yeah. I'm not saying I agree with. I like the fact that a Republican will vote Republican for whatever policy because they're Republican. I think the Republican should be the same. I think a Republican should say, okay, this is more. This may not be what the Republican Party wants, but this is what New Jersey wants. I need to represent New Jersey.
yeah,
That's one of the
they
things
don't
that's
do that
killed.
anymore.
No, that's what they should do, and that's what killed my trust in voting in the government. The fact that you know what New Jerseyans want, and you're doing the opposite because you're a freaking Democrat, and not because you care about New Jersey. You're supposed to care about New Jersey first.
I need to address something that Shadow
Anyway, my
just said.
apologies. I've got.
Uh-oh.
Okay,
Oh God, no,
so
Shadow's nuts sometimes.
here's the thing, Shadow, right? Yes, some traditions are good. There is a reason that they have endured throughout time. However, things that have not endured, like things that we no longer do, like these clan structures, have not endured because they don't fucking work.
No.
They're better left buried in the past. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, don't dredge up old ideals, because old ideals don't work. They've been tried, and it's the same argument against socialism and communism. It's like, well, you get some of these college kids, well, nobody's done it right, and it's like, well, they've tried for hundreds of years, and if they haven't gotten it right now, they're not going to get it right in the future. So,
right. See you later,
move on.
Sasquatch.
See you, Sasquatch. Wish you could have been on the panel, man.
Yeah.
I like having Squatch on the panel.
Same.
Funny guy.
Sometimes I think Shadow is joking. I think he's trolling because like his talk
he-
about.
I think he reads a lot of history and stuff like that, and you know, so I think there is like he's trying to make a point about something. It doesn't always land though, because he's still young, and he doesn't necessarily. I think it's more about context. He needs to get the context right. He needs to be more articulate about what he says.
I don't mean to call the kid out in particular, but that idea, this clan structure thing, there is a reason that doesn't work. We cannot go back to a short of obviously a nuclear apocalypse where we're forced to go back to smaller communities, you know, that are independent from each other, which will inevitably end up in a Mad Max structure, which, by the way, is the very reason that I'm not a fucking libertarian. But because they're inviting warlords, chaos, and anarchy is what they're doing. It's bullshit. You know, libertarianism doesn't work any more than commie utopianism does.
That's why I'm not libertarian anymore. I considered it, and I love Young Ripa, but I think he's got some wrong ideas.
I agree about the right to property. I think that is a basic right. There are some things I do agree with, but this idea that we can all just live and fucking let live, that some asshole won't decide to take advantage of everybody else, because guess what, folks? That's human nature.
Yeah.
And that is not going away until there are no more humans, period.
Yes.
Human nature, humans are predatory by nature. It's just the way it is. And this ideal of lifting up the weak, buttholes. Wow, that was a while back.
You guys haven't looked at your banners, your little titles.
I saw it. I just want to know how you think you're going to even look at my. First off, if I wasn't wearing pants, which I obviously you can tell I'm wearing pants, but even if I wasn't wearing pants, think about it. I'm sitting on my butt. You're not going to see my butthole, even if I was completely butt naked. I
get that. Down. But if there was a name for the look on Ryan's face, it would be God Samuel's a child.
And yeah, it says, don't look at my butthole, and then it's like, I'm gonna look at the butthole.
Because I'm a bit of a chop. Look, you gotta hold on to some of that, otherwise you're gonna be.
You do. Person.
You know,
I ain't even mad. I ain't even mad about it. I didn't notice it. And I was just like, you know, because Samuel is Gur. I don't know.
No, I noticed it. I noticed it very early on, and I thought it was hilarious. I just didn't say anything, but I've noticed for a while.
The Gur is from when my pewter decided to take a shit.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, I was still mad about that when I came back in. So
I mean, in the right situation with the right person, yeah, I'm gonna look at the butthole. But no, I would not go out of my way to go that far. So it's just like. You're not a child, you're a foreign adolescent entity.
Near enough is makes no difference.
I think you spelled that wrong. You should have spelled it fucking asshole.
That's you know what? I can live with that.
Are we seriously at an hour and 23 minutes? Wow.
We are. It has kind of flown by.
Yeah, it has.
My apologies.
I remember when we were laughing about, because we started and Samuel hit live, but he was like, I know I hit live. He's like, but I hit the wrong button. I couldn't get the thing with the whole. It's like
boomer moment.
Yeah. What screen shows all the intros? I can't. Which one is it?
Did you see the one from the Babylon Bee where they're like seniors start asking their grandchildren how to change the channel to the one that Tucker Carlson is on or something like that? There's Tucker Carlson.
I think Tucker Carlson needs to start his fucking own podcast like Joe Rogan, and he's gonna fucking murder like Joe Rogan is.
Yes, I totally agree. The only problem with the podcast is I need video.
Yes, alleged. That's what I did. I did a note, and yeah, I did a note.
Speaking of Odin, I noticed you mentioned Caucasian Sasquatch. We will have him back on in the future. He's a lot of fun.
No, he has a lot of fun. And you know what's funny is that that one disagreement him and I had, I was like, man, I'm like this, we probably both thought, oh boy, the other person seems like a dick. And then of course, the first time I was on stream with him, I was like, this dude's fucking awesome. Like,
Yeah.
and it just goes to show you can't take anything in the comment section seriously too, and you really shouldn't. Because of course, in the comment section, disagreements and stuff like that, when you're face to face with a person and talking to them, it's like it's completely different.
Yeah.
And I think that's the good of YouTube, and also some of the bad when it comes to the chat. It's easy to have a disagreement, but no, I think that was awesome. So no, I was kind of hoping he'd be on tonight.
Yeah. Well, he's got another show that he runs too, so sometimes he can.
I also
which
saw you
I
had
think he's-
Maester Chow is in a link. I was kind of hoping he'd hop on.
Yeah, he gets the link every week, but he's been very, very busy lately. So, he comes in when he can, which is not that often lately.
Well,
But,
it's a bummer. I get it. Because Friday Night's Royal Rumble started with a different team of people, and they're doing different things. But God bless them, they still stop by in the chat and stuff like that, which is awesome.
Yeah, they do when they can. And actually, I did hear back from Nomi too. She is actually on a flight home, so that's why she is not here today.
Yeah, I figured she was.
Yeah, apparently the Wi-Fi at 25,000 feet is not great.
And it's also
No,
expensive.
yes. Have you ever tried to pay for Wi-Fi at fucking 30,000 feet?
No,
No.
because it's too expensive, and I'm not that rich.
They want $20 most flights. $20. If it was like $10, 12, we could probably talk about it. 20? Eat a bag of asshole.
Just
Yeah.
just buy a Nintendo Switch and play it offline. You can
So-
shove a cartridge in your Nintendo Switch.
Yes,
this is-
JB. Your addition to the show, especially Monday nights when it comes to Game of Thrones, that is my absolute favorite night. Game of Thrones is my favorite night. And I don't know why, but I know this is stupid. We've talked about it before, but the whole Toodles thing, it's just it's like staple now. It has to be said. Like if he's not there to say it, it just feels wrong ending the show. I know it sounds super gay, and it's kind of gay, but no, my Monday night is my favorite night because it just So anyway, I'm done simping for JB.
No, it's good. It's good. I mean, you should promote your friends and all that.
Yes.
Rising tide raises all ships, right?
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Stay away from my butthole. We gotta get off the butthole, man.
Well, Toodles does tickle his butthole.
Oh God, do not show the video! Do not show the video!
I'm not showing the video. I just made a joke. It was just a joke.
Well, I'm just preparing myself mentally just in case.
Like, I'm not going to warn you before I do it. That takes
Oh.
half the fun out of it for me.
Oh God, no!
Now I'm not going to do it because you're all ready for it and shit. I'm going to wait till you're not.
Why?
Yeah. There's been a lot of ass today. Yeah. It's a good time. Now, Zilla said something earlier in the chat, or U8 said something earlier in the chat that I have not heard anything about. I was wondering if you guys did.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's rumors about a Mega Man movie.
Oh yeah, I thought I saw a YouTube video. At the title, I got alerted that Amazon or Disney or something was pissed off over. I'll admit I didn't watch the YouTube video. I don't even remember who had it. I don't think it was Clownfish. Somebody said something about no. Unless it's made by.
Did you show that video? Is that why I heard don't show the video?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. See, I just told her that it's like if you expect it, then it's less effective.
Yeah, it's true.
No, I expects the tentacled Inquisition.
Sorry, I've been nibbling on a last night's leftover Pizza Hut.
Yeah, because the Mario movie was successful.
Oh, so good.
Maybe that there's something to that. I don't know. Because Mega Man is a Capcom property, right? But it's still under the Nintendo banner, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know that that would necessarily be competition, but maybe piggybacking on the success. But because apparently there's, I don't know how much you heard about this, Ryan, but UA says that there's a rumor about a Mega Man movie in the works because of the success of Mario Brothers.
No, but
Well-
I didn't think it wasn't Nintendo that was making it. That's the thing.
It might not be either. I don't know.
See you, JV. He's got to go to work. So cheers, buddy. And I will
Night, man.
talk to you tomorrow. Not tomorrow night. Monday night.
Yeah, stay away from the Bud Light.
I don't think anybody's drinking the Bud Light.
No, nobody's drinking it. If nobody's drinking it in Jersey, then nobody's drinking it.
Bud Light.
It just, you know what? You should have just shut up and been beer. It's not
Mm.
hard. No.
But that was
Back to Nintendo. Back to Nintendo. So, yes, with the success of the Mario movie, now it's I think has it officially crossed $1 billion?
They haven't got. I just saw a video by Yellow Flash. He was saying they hadn't yet revealed the Japan box office, but so they don't know for sure. But they're saying he's saying it probably has, but we don't know. But he's saying that by Sunday it definitely will.
I would almost think that because last time I saw it was at 930 million in the United States. So yeah, no, the new numbers have not been released, but no, even so, damn it, I just clicked off of it. Stupid.
Real quick, I got two things. There's something else that Shadow says that I gotta fucking address. This kid with his fucking mouth.
What'd he do?
How the fuck would you know?
I mean, I had drinking Bud Light before I was his age.
No, I get that. So have I. But this kid talks about the straight and narrow all the damn time.
That doesn't mean he hadn't tried. Okay, so the Mario movie was $100 million budget, which means with marketing and stuff like that, probably 250 million.
Yeah, there was a lot of marketing for that thing.
Yeah,
They even got an Amazon box.
Yeah, and so 250 million subtract from $930 million. Holy buttholes. We're gonna get a Nintendo cinematic universe. So basically the next move would be of course make a sequel to the Mario movie. That's going to be the most anticipated. It's going to be probably one of the easier ones to write because obviously we all know the premise of Mario and stuff like that. It always includes Bowser or King Koopa, however you want to look at it. It's always got Princess Peach Toadstool. She's been known as both. And so that would be the easiest thing to do. And then of course would probably to jump into a Legend of Zelda movie because Zelda is going to be the second largest property from Nintendo.
And there's a big game coming out in 2 weeks.
That right there, I think, is going to be the big push for that, just because
Huge game.
If this game is as successful as the last Zelda game is, then it's definitely people are going to want to go see this movie.
I think it's going to be bigger, dude. I think it's going to fucking steamroll. This game is going to do.
There we go. Check it out.
I think it's going to do Mario Kart numbers.
Yeah.
We had like over 50 consoles, and they all sold.
Yeah, no, I believe that 1,000%.
Which, by the way, that's the other thing with this Mario movie that a lot of people. This thing has. Now, I haven't seen Spawn Wave's latest video this Monday, but last week he was saying Mario games have sold like 30% higher. Consoles have jumped up. I can tell you, I have seen consoles selling more and Mario games selling a lot more since the release of this movie. So their product is flying.
I have to ask real quick, Suka. They said they already said they're doing Zelda next. I don't think that's true. If you have a source, I'm not. I don't want to.
I've heard speculation about that, but I haven't.
I have not heard anything concrete. But if you do have an article or something like that, I would absolutely love for you to put it in the chat. Or you can even email it to me at legiongames2076@gmail.com because I would love to cover that. I'm a massive Zelda fan, huge Zelda fan. I've wanted a Zelda movie since the fucking teaser the April Fool's teaser that IGN did way back when.
Yeah,
a
that
lot
was
of
cute.
people, yeah, we played it on here.
So
and
you're into twinks with big swords.
Link's not a twink.
No, it's not a twink.
I get
No,
that. It's just never mind. It was funny to me.
yeah, fucker. I'm just kidding. I kid.
Go
He
finger
changed
your
it-
butthole some more.
he changed his name to fucking asshole. I just saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so it would the Legend of Zelda movie would be will do massive numbers if done right, but I think it
Yes,
would be
easy question.
best to do the Mario movie first, the sequel, and then of course announce a Zelda shoot off in the same universe, but not like necessarily connected. So
It's just it
See you
has to
later,
be done
Clark.
right. They
did you
have-
change my shit to Toodles tickles my butthole?
Yeah, like a half hour ago.
All right.
Where have
Whatever.
you been?
I don't know, laughing, having a good time.
Meanwhile,
Yes, Suka. And excuse me, princess.
yeah.
Great cartoon.
Before we
cartoon.
go any further with anything else, I
Yeah.
keep getting messages over and over again. Apparently, I missed something from Michelle that is important. So here it is. She says thank you to all of us.
Of
X
course.
months, 3 months since you lost your dad, and filled the star with laughter. Well, you're welcome. Glad we could help.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the whole entire point, is for us to be entertaining. Not just not just informative, but entertaining, and to bring smiles to people who've gone through hard times and stuff like that. That's how we as a civilization, as friends and family, and I dare not say community move forward, because that's what it is. So no, Michelle, you're very welcome, and I appreciate you coming to all the streams. See her on Friday night, see her on Saturdays, Monday nights, Thursday nights, on Abyssal Musings, and it's awesome. So we appreciate you very much.
Yes, what he said. Yes.
Yeah. So that said, I think, and yeah, I'll echo what they said. We're glad to see you every time, and we're glad that we could help you through a difficult time. Yeah,
Anyway,
I don't know.
Zelda!
I'm not good at this stuff. Why do you ask me to
Yeah, me
comment on
neither.
it?
I'm not good at this stuff either.
Look,
I'm not really good at this.
it's not like it's not for everybody. And quite frankly, you don't have to be good at it. It's just about when it comes to all of us, and talking about things and hanging out, on live streams and in the chat. It's just about sincerity. And I know that I know that if I was, in, I don't know, like the Abyssal Musings chat or something like that, but not on stream, and I said, "Hey Sam, bad news, unfortunately. I got to go to. I'm not going to be able to be on Saturday night or something." Well, I mean, I most likely do it personally, but still, it's just like, if there's not an avenue there, as somebody who watches, they don't have. It's okay for all of us to talk and share, and that's what humans do. They connect, they relate, and that's why human beings are better for it. And unfortunately, in the world and in this country, and especially this country, we used to be a lot better at it, being more connected and more caring towards each fellow Americans. I kind of miss that, and I hate to say it. I remember the time after 9/11, everybody was a lot more sympathetic, a lot more caring. This
To
country,
certain demographics, yes.
yes, no, I know, that's true. I know, and which is very sad. That's also sad too.
Well, nothing unites a people like a common enemy. The problem is they start seeing the enemy among themselves too.
Yep, and that's kind of what we're dealing with now. And we can't look at each other as the enemy. And I really wish that people on Twitter and on social media in general, because social media is the worst. You can hide behind You can hide behind this and know, like, if I didn't put my name out there and in any of my information, nobody would know who the fuck I am. They'll be like, who's this Legion Talk guy? But it's like, but I put my information out there because I want to be transparent. I don't want have to, to be anything to hide, so people know that I'm a real person, and I'm not afraid to be, to be vulnerable and let people connect with me. And if somebody wants to attack me, that's fine. But it's like, you're only attacking yourself when you do that. And but so yeah.
No, but the problem for me is, for example, I value my freedom very much, freedom of speech. You telling me I can't say something, you know what? I'm going to say it. I don't care. You tell me I can't call, what's his name, a guy? I'm going to call him a guy simply out of pure spite, because you don't tell me what I can. And the other problem is, and which is what is dividing us, is the kids. I don't care what you do with yourself, but that's why it's really hard to reconcile that, because that's a line I will not cross. I don't care who you are. The moment you come after kids or you come after my freedom, I cannot ally myself with you. You're telling me I can't say something.
And that's not a human response. That's not a coming together. That's a division. That's somebody who thinks that they know better than everybody else. And it's usually a small little person who, I mean, inside they think very little of themselves, and that they have the means and unfortunately the finances to say, I know better than you. All of you need to listen to me, because they're unhappy with themselves. Look at most dictators. They're small little people who hate because they hate themselves. Like, it's just the way it is. You think Adolf Hitler liked himself? No. And ultimately, dude ended up being fucking crazy. He fucking went mad from syphilis.
Well, I'd go crazy too if I couldn't grow a full mustache.
No, but I mean, one of the things that's interesting is all that happened after 9/11 made me appreciate even more. I mean, appreciate even more freedoms that we have, because it's like, yeah, the only reason that I could live in in this country is because of the freedoms that, First Amendment. So when you come now in here and you're telling me I want to impede on those rights, it's like, wait a minute. So that's why it's really hard. I have I don't have a problem with you saying what you want to say. Just don't tell me I can't say something either. I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's fair. Just it's I don't know. Everything sucks and I hate everything. That's my go-to
Same.
response when I don't have like a good response. It just does it. I don't know. I do not know. I do know that if we don't do some kind of like course correction, we're all fucked, left and right.
Yeah.
And that's something that I have noticed that the right is definitely more cognizant on. Is that if the country goes down, it fucks everybody, whereas the left seems to think it will only affect their enemies.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is insane. By the way, if you're sharing the same space, that's crazy. you know. So, yes, as the butthole, as Ryan said. Actually, Michelle, if you watched the first, I don't know, 15 minutes of Royal Rumble last night, my tentacled face was on screen. Or no, not the first 15 minutes. The first 15 minutes I was on. It was about an hour and a half into the show.
Yeah. It's pretty
But
cool.
yeah, it was on screen. But I unfortunately had to go off screen for a while because tentacles get sweaty.
I know. I felt bad. You didn't get a chance to really discuss a whole lot with that on, but we're so
It
balls
wasn't
deep in fucking Disney.
it wasn't a bad thing for me. I just like I was just into the conversation. But you had a banger show last night, man. You had 10 fucking people on at different times.
Yeah. No,
You know,
we had a
over
we had a large panel, and it was a lot of fun. And I know Amira was out of her element, but I think she did good. She did great.
Mhm.
For not really covering pop culture and stuff like that, and having
I do too.
Clue on, and it was a lot of fun. I highly enjoyed that. And I enjoyed having all you guys on, and I look forward to doing that definitely again. So, but yeah. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to derail what y'all were talking about.
You too, Michelle? Really?
Nah, yeah, kind of. When you got the thing,
I don't, Samuel. Am I your
What?
favorite now?
You
What?
are. You are indeed my favorite. Davy
What?
Jones
I love
is
Pirates of
is
the
what
Caribbean.
happens when Disney takes an old legend and mishmashes it with something
Oh,
Yes.
they don't fucking understand and then waters it down for all audiences.
okay.
Yes.
Come on now.
Cthulhu is something that needs to be
Pirates
feared.
of the Caribbean was fun.
It was
Not
fun.
when they
But
got to Davy Jones, it wasn't. I'd say maybe the first 2 movies. After that, now.
I don't know.
No,
I love,
I
I
do
love
not like
Pirates
that
of the
series
Caribbean.
after that. I thought they just got more. It's to say, I feel the same way about the progressive nature of those movies as I do of the Fast and Furious series. After a while, it's just fucking ridiculous and stupid.
Oh well, yeah, no. They should have finished with 7 after Paul Walker died, and they kind of did the thing that was beautiful. It was wonderful. Should have been done. Just done. They brought in Paul Walker's brother, who looks very close to him, and they used some
Mhm.
CGI magic to make them look exactly the same. And I thought that was perfect, but now they're bringing Paul Walker's brother again and again to CGI, kind of like I'm just like I look
You know where
look
that series really lost me?
where
Tokyo Drift.
yeah, but Tokyo Drift, Tokyo Drift is like it's like the redheaded stepchild that you watch after the fact, like all the movies.
Yeah.
Like
No,
even like number 10 now, you watch it after number 10, and you're like,
no, it did. Tokyo Drift lost me, especially with the guest appearance at the very end of the fucking movie. I was like, oh come on.
yeah,
Because they kill Han in like the first movie, don't they?
yes,
Yeah. What the fuck?
yeah,
He
no,
just shows up again. He's not dead.
well, no, because what they do is that all those other movies take place before Han technically dies. And then of course, something like after the fact where Han didn't actually die.
Wait.
I think they retconned it like after the fact.
Yeah, so all of those movies later, all the crazy like espionage, batshit, flying through the air movies that come later
Mm,
happened before Han died. So at some point they went back to just
no,
fucking stealing cars.
no. So like to a certain point, so the thing is that Jason Statham's character in the first movie was supposed to be the one who actually killed Han. He thought he did, but Han actually escaped or something like that.
Yeah.
And they show that after the fact to where he actually made it out of the car. But he made it to the United States or something like that, and he was laying low. And because like the Rock and all that stuff started like helping him, it was like government thing, and he was still presumed dead. I don't know. It's gotten so nonsensical. I have no idea. It's like I haven't really I haven't watched them since 7. I think I watched 8 or 9. No, I watched 8. I haven't watched 9, and I haven't 10 is just now coming out.
I'll tell you what.
And 10 is supposed to be the first movie to prelude to the end. So 10 and 11 are supposed to be like it's like 10 and 10.5 or something like that.
Mhm.
oh
And
dear God.
I'll tell you what, because I do have to qualify this because as you guys in the chat know, I do like some ridiculously stupid shit. There are
Who
some
doesn't?
things that I'm really into that I really shouldn't be because it's dumb as fuck. And I get that. And it seems arbitrary that like I don't like the pirate stuff. I don't like the Fast and Furious stuff. And I get that. It's just, some things you connect with, some things you don't. Right. And so I do have to qualify that yes, I do enjoy a lot of really, really fucking bad movies. I can't get into the Fast and Furious thing, but I will tell you what, if they ever make one where they actually have dinosaurs with like rockets strapped to them, because I
Oh
suspect that
yes,
is a possibility at some point in
yes,
the franchise, I will watch that one. I will pay
yes.
good money to go see it in the theater.
No, Samuel, do
No,
not. Don't watch Harry Potter. Listen to the audiobooks.
no blasphemy when it comes to the dinosaurs. All right. I love cars. I love dinosaurs. I don't need both.
Didn't
Yes,
you
you do.
Are you old enough to remember the Dino Riders franchise?
Sounds extremely familiar.
There was a cartoon series, but it was mostly a toy line where they had like ancient animals that were like armored up with futuristic weapons and shit.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, I do
sweet.
remember that.
Is
Yeah.
that a...
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
Dino. Yep.
So like I don't see that as any different. You know, just put some wheels on some of them Stegosauri.
No, I do.
Yes! Do it!
Fast and the
Dinosaurs and
Furious
cars!
is as much as it fucking is like retarded as fuck and over the top. It's still
Dinosaurs-
grounded in somewhat reality of our world.
Yes,
Like,
there's time traveling dinosaurs!
There ain't no Jurassic World. Get out of here.
Yes, there is! Make it happen!
I'm not in that world. There's not in Jurassic World. There's
there
Jurassic
could
World.
be. There could be.
No,
There
kick
could
her.
be. It
Kick
could
her.
be.
She sucks. Kick her.
It could be.
Kick her.
Hey, I
Kick
totally
her.
agree with
Fuck
you.
her.
Samuel,
I
dinosaurs
hate
and cars.
Cat. I hate Cat. She sucks. Kick her.
Dinosaurs
He
and
doesn't
cars.
mean that.
I know I don't mean that, but I bet.
Dinosaurs and cars, Samuel. I'm totally
Okay,
with you
fine.
on it.
I want trans people in Destiny.
I wouldn't be surprised if there are.
Are the trans people dinosaurs? Because I'm down with that.
Trans dinosaurs.
She said I wouldn't be surprised if there's gonna be.
I wouldn't be surprised if there already is.
She steers into the skid so well anymore. I love it. She's like, you think you got me, huh? She's like, whoa.
At this point, I'm not surprised. They probably have a whole bunch of. They probably, you know what? They probably have a whole like community in the game where it's like, this is the trans city.
Right, dude. I want to recommend something to you though. If you haven't read it, I'm trying to remember the name of the authors. Garcia. Anyway, he wrote a series of books that were about a private detective. They're kind of modern detective noir, take place in places like Vegas and Miami and L.A. and that sort of thing. The catch is that the main character is a velociraptor named Vincent Rubio who wears a people suit.
Oh, sweet!
Because there were like 8 species of dinosaurs that didn't die out. They just got smaller and smarter and started blending in with the primate population.
Oh, that is so sweet.
All right.
They're very good. The same guy who wrote these books is also the guy who wrote the novel that the movie Matchstick Men is based on.
So Tammy and the T-Rex, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good movie, by the way, with Paul Walker. Tammy and the T-Rex.
Is it? I haven't seen it.
You've never seen that?
No, man. I waste my time with shit like Velocipaster.
Tammy and the T-Rex led into garbage like Velocipaster.
Velocipaster is not garbage. Take it back right now.
I'm not gonna fucking take it back. Paul Walker, Denise Richards as Tammy. Come on, man.
That is a monumental achievement in really, really, really bad independent filmmaking. It's one of the greatest things I've ever seen. Like I said, folks, I like shitty stuff.
Oh, I do too. Oh, you want a great 90s movie that's probably like a B movie. It's called Crossworlds. One of my favorites as a kid. It was one, I think it might be one if not the first movie Jack Black was in. And it's called Crossworlds. Yeah, it came out in like 98, I think, 96. But no, I own it and it is so good.
That was the other thing I was going to tell you about.
1996.
These books before I forget. The titles are all horrendous puns. So
I love bad movies. I love B-rated 90s movies. That's what I love.
The one that takes place in Miami is called Hot and Sweaty Rex.
Oh God.
That sounds like a damn bad porno.
It is.
Yeah.
Eric Garcia, that's the guy's name. Yeah. So there's
Got the hot and sweaty Rex. Cat,
I'm trying to.
You want to see my hot and sweaty Rex?
You know what? We're on YouTube. Let's not. So you don't get Samuel's channel.
I'll send you a picture on Twitter.
You know what? Again, I don't want to get you banned off of Twitter. They see our DMs. You know how it is.
Basically, she's saying no.
All right. So the first book is called Anonymous Rex, and then you have Casual Rex, and then Hot and Sweaty Rex.
What?
They're fucking great. I am telling you, you'd enjoy the shit out of these.
Okay.
Where? What? Wait, where can you find these?
The local bookstores, man, check them out online. That kind of thing. It's they're novels that are written by a guy named Eric Garcia, who's also the guy who wrote Matchstick Men, which became a Nick Cage movie, which was pretty good.
No, that's fair. But I don't understand Hot and Sweaty Rex. I'll tell you that right now.
It's a reference to the fact that the main character is a fucking dinosaur in Miami.
I know what it's a reference to. Dinosaurs are lizards. They don't sweat.
It's true. No, there's some debate.
But there's a whole underground kind of business side business that involves making really high-end people suits that fit well and make you look like a human being, but there's all kinds of buckles and straps and shit that have to be hidden under the skin because they can't let the monkeys know that they're still around.
Why not?
Because the monkeys would kill them all. The monkeys being us.
Yes, no, I kind of figured we were the monkeys. I still haven't watched the last damn movie you recommended, Fido.
Why the hell not?
Because I haven't had a chance to watch it.
Yeah, no, it's great. I think you guys would enjoy the shit out of that. I did.
No, I'm gonna watch it, but now I gotta fucking fuck Jesus.
Well, I'm not saying you go out and buy these books right now and like read them right fucking now. I'm
Oh
saying
no,
that at some point in the future, like if you find yourself looking for an entertaining read, the Rex series by Eric Garcia is a very entertaining read.
Sweaty Rex. I
Yeah.
just can't even. Oh man. So Kat, how's your butthole?
Yeah, I'm not telling you.
So a little itchy, a little flaky.
Oh.
I kid. Oh no. No. Man. So shit.
Yeah. Think of it like this. Like you saw V, right? At some point. Okay,
I
so
saw
you know how
bit.
they're wearing like people's skins, but they're not people. They're like lizard people. It's like that, but dinosaurs.
So it's basically like Bill Gates.
Yeah, I mean, Bill Gates is probably more a reptilian from the center of the earth than he is a dinosaur, but yeah.
I think he's a fucking mole person.
That's possible. That's possible. He does bear a certain resemblance to the Mole Man from the debut of the Fantastic Four.
I don't even want to know.
I'm gonna see if I can pull up an image of that guy. The Mole Man.
Ow, my feet are asleep.
Right. Images. And computers being very, very stupid, I think I'm going to have to like reboot the shit out of it after this. But yeah. There we go. Man. Image.
Ow.
That didn't work out. No, this page wasn't helpful. Stop being stupid. All right, folks, I'm not going to be able to zoom in on this because everything hates me right now, but I will share the image that I pulled up. And you guys tell me, does this not look like Bill Gates?
Yes.
That's the Mole Man.
That's Bill Gates, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that looks like Bill Gates.
Myself. Have you seen the thing where he's starting to pump vaccines into fucking cows and shit?
Oh God, why?
He's been they've been doing that the whole time. They just started announcing it.
Great.
Wonderful. Oh joy.
I'm so tired of that dude. And the fact that the fact that his wife divorced him because she caught him. Yeah, there you go. You post divorce. The fact that his wife caught him and divorced him because he had ties to Epstein and the island. It's like, really? You're gonna take your fucking advice from this guy? You fucking weirdos. Like, but Bill Gates, he's a philanthropist. He's doing all these great things. And he's like, well, is he a doctor? No. He's just some asshole who fucking made Microsoft.
He didn't even make Microsoft. Apparently,
What?
I thought he didn't. I think he bought the software.
No, he did. He created Microsoft. He in his garage, he really did. I'll give the man credit, but at the same time, though, it's like, the fuck does he know about being a world philanthropist? The hell does he know about fucking agriculture, about fucking vaccines? What does he know about any of this crap? Nothing. He's like, I have billions of dollars, so I throw it at things, and then I get to talk about it. It's like, why? Because what'd you do? Get a progress report? Great. I used to give those I used to turn those in fucking elementary school.
Yeah.
Fuck you talking about? Yeah, Windows 7. I would agree. Windows 7 was the best operating system. I do agree with that.
I have a laptop that if it hadn't bricked would still be operating on Windows 7.
Yeah, no, so I have one computer because they're a couple years apart. This one is Windows 10, this one's Windows 11. And out of the two, I prefer Windows 10. It's always the latter. Always the previous is better.
That's because they have been progressively making them worse.
They're making them more retard friendly.
And this isn't like, we rush production kind of worse. This is deliberate.
Yes.
No.
Agreed. 1000%.
Like, when was the last time, like, you ever had to, I'm sure you have, you've had to go find something, some sub menu somewhere on Windows 11. You know how fucking hard that is?
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're not just like, placed in weird places. They're deliberately obscured from view.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, there's no longer an actual bar for all your folders and stuff like that. So like, over here, you have Acer Collection S, you have AMD, you have Apple software, backup, Blackmagic Design, whatever, all the apps you need for the computer to run. Then you look over here, you see pinned Microsoft Edge, Mail, Microsoft Store, Settings, Instagram, Facebook, Movies, TV, and then recommended. Friday night's Royal Rumble, which was last night, under my YouTube legal, which is where how I counter everything. And then of course you have this small little ass fucking tab in the corner of it that says all apps, and that's how you have to get to your actual list of stuff. It's just such a piece of shit.
Right. I think Carrie's got a point here. That they're making them better for programmers, which makes them worse for users. That way, they can keep you coming back. And yeah, I think there's probably something to that. The problem is that so I have an IT department where I work, and they're very skilled at what they do, and they are complaining about how fucking difficult it is.
Yeah. No, I've grown up. I've grown up around computers. I literally learned how to use MS DOS in fucking middle school. No, it wasn't middle school. It was actually elementary school. MS DOS in elementary school. And so that should tell you how old I am. So yeah, like when Windows 95 came out, is a huge deal. Revolutionized everything. Then Windows 98 was better. And
Windows 98 is still the best.
I would agree, sir. Yes, sir.
XP was, everything's been downhill since they released XP.
I fucking hated XP. Worse was Vista.
Yeah, Vista was garbage.
I would give XP shining regards of a 9.5 compared to Vista, which was like a fucking 3.4. Vista was awful. because everything worked on XP that worked on 98 and 95. Nothing on Vista fucking worked that was on XP 98, 95.
We know what's super fun is like because Windows 7 seemed like a market improvement at the time, but I think that that's only because we had forgotten how
my
much
God,
better
Shadow.
things were in 98, in Windows 98. I think everything between Windows 98 and Windows 97 was such garbage that Windows 7 looked better by comparison because we were just so used to the crap they've been pumping out since Windows 98.
Yeah, no. So you says we don't talk about Vista, and then right underneath Shadow says, "What's Vista XP?"
Before your time, buddy. Before your time. Before you were
What?
born.
Do you think? I wonder if I can fucking find. I wonder if I can find a YouTube video about XP. Or no, better. Windows 98. That should be the one to pull up. Windows 98.
Yeah. So, yeah,
You
no,
are-
they.
The fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was bad too. First rule of the internet: we do not talk about Windows 8. So, and 11 is shaping up to be fucking the worst in quite some time.
Yeah.
And just from a user interface point of view, like that's like the whole point of Windows was to market the ability to navigate your computer with ease to the average customer, right? Right. That's what the operating system was designed to do, was to allow a person to do all the things that they could do with the computer that master programmers could do without it, kind of thing. And I don't mean like hack into the Pentagon or whatever, but yeah, it was the user interface was the operating system was designed to make things easier for the customer. If they are not doing that, then what's the fucking point?
I found
It's a defective product. Yeah.
I found a video with somebody who has a Gateway 2000s. I'm gonna fucking share this shit. We're gonna play it for Shadow. We're gonna play it for the kids. So he's gonna be like, "Oh, what the fuck is this?" It's like, yeah. Hold on. Continue. I'll let you know when it's in the chat.
Yeah. So yeah, no, and it's just if we're regressing, if they're just hell bent on making a shit product that you are required to buy if you're on PC. I think Apple has its own operating system, but
it has Apple, in my opinion, has a lot of its own problems.
It does.
I'm not a huge Apple fan unless it's the phone, and the phone is the only Apple I like, and that's it. That is fucking it. Is the Apple phone? That's it.
See,
everything else I hate.
That's why you hear me bitching about fucking Microsoft tech, and I get that, and yeah, there's a lot of problems with it, but I fucking hate Apple tech.
I
hate it too.
I heard your phone go off, dude. I'll pull it up on Twitter. Don't worry about it.
You did.
No. I mean, I'll actually. Holy shit! I'm done.
That's what I thought you meant by pull it up was share your screen.
No. Yeah, I'm gonna share my screen. I have to put it in the chat to transfer computers.
Yeah.
So no, this is it's only like 2.5 minutes. And this is how we used to fucking do things back in the goddamn day. Because
the Lord says bless you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Hey, I'm going to go with the more controversial one. I'm going to make people shocked. I'm going to horrify people. Ryan, God bless you. God bless you.
That's the more horrifying. I love it. God bless. What happened to God bless you?
Oh yeah, well, I know, but I like to joke.
Thank you, chat. Thank you, everybody, for the bless yous and the gesundheits. And this is for Shadow. This is how we used to have to turn computers back on in fucking 1998. Oh my God, this is gonna be rich. I love it.
Oh, God, was his camera from that old too?
Well, I don't know. I think he's just trying to like film it.
Gateway.
Wait, is it skipping for you guys?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh no, that's on me. What the hell?
It seemed like it was clearing up, but
Hold on. Let me back up a little bit. Let me make it less full screen. That's on me. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, that looks better.
doop 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 doop.
Yeah, we're still waiting. There you go. Process that RAM.
Process it nice and slow, big boy.
I got the Bob Ross energy drink.
I
Got
forgot
an
that was a thing.
Intel Pentium 2 inside. Yeah, the beep beep.
Hey, and for context, fellas, that that hard drive probably tops out at 1.2 gigs.
I know, right? If even that.
Oh,
And
the good old
yeah,
days.
because I had a Toshiba around that same time that was 2.1, and it was top of the line at the time.
I love it so much. It's great. Oh, this is right when they have to fucking register it. All right,
Yeah.
I'm not. That's fucking wild. They hadn't even. They actually reset it to show the registration and
Shit
everything.
takes me back, man.
No, Gateway does not still exist. No,
no, it does not.
I believe Dell bought out Gateway.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They also bought out Alienware. A lot of people don't know that, but Alienware is Dell. They just keep them
Right.
separate, which is smart because I wish HP would do the same. HP Omen, I told someone from HP who actually agreed with me. HP and HP Omen needs to be separate because a lot of people.
It's still the best comment. Where the fuck did Shadow say? Where he Shadow said, "What the fuck?" That was the best part. He's like,
I gotta go up quite a ways. But yeah.
"Why is it making all that damn noise? I don't understand." Like that's the fucking computer booting up.
It's a great song, by the way, Ozzy. It's all about the Pentium, baby.
Oh man, I remember when the Intel Pentium 2 came out. Like that was big news. Yeah, that was big fucking news. That meant gaming improvement.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, alleged my childhood, man, it hurts. No, it doesn't hurt. It is literally fucking timeless. You can ask the majority of fucking people, and the 80s and 90s are probably their favorite times. Even fucking Gen Zers now recognize fucking 90s music and they love 90s music. So, which is super fucking funny. And they recognize 80s and 90s music because it was that fucking iconic. And it just no.
It is kind of funny that they're also recognizing a lot of 80s and 90s music from musicians who did not survive the 90s.
No, I know, right?
Yeah, Primal One. Yeah, Dell bought Alienware. The reason they keep them separate is because a lot of people who do know about it are like, yeah, their Alienware laptops are just fancy ass laptops instead of gaming laptops. So they try to keep it separate so people don't think that it's just a high end Dell computer and it's actually a gaming laptop.
Carrie, make Pentiums great again. I agree. Shadow says Starship Troopers, my favorite movie. Hey,
yes, we know.
That is a damn good take. Starship Troopers is a fucking phenomenal movie.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not my favorite of the three movies that particular director is famous for, but it's not bad. My favorite, of course, is RoboCop, and always will be, because RoboCop, Peter Weller, it's a fucking badass film. It's got some kind of wonky special effects towards the end, but it's a good movie. And then I would probably place Total Recall. So yeah, Starship Troopers would probably come third in that. The films that oh fuck, now I can't even remember his name off the top of my head. Kat, do you know who directed Starship Troopers?
Me, I can barely remember the names of the people I work with, let alone the names of other people.
I don't know why I can't remember this dude's stupid famous.
Um,
Okay, here we go. I don't. Yeah. Paul Verhoeven. He's it was Dutch, I think. Yeah. So of the Verhoeven films, RoboCop's favorite. I like Total Recall because I've always loved that story, and then Starship Troopers. So yeah, Lords, I'd buy that for $1. So I don't know, when were you born? You just said I think 1997 or something like that, and I think you'd be
No, she said 93, which
93. Oh yeah, you're a millennial.
yeah, she's a millennial. I believe that Gen Z wasn't considered until like 2001.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends on who you talk to these days. Everybody's got different ideas about when the gender or the generation breaks are at.
Yeah, no,
And
agreed.
they were set in stone for fucking decades, and now everybody's like, oh well, I want to make it wiggle a little bit more this way or a little bit more that way or some shit like that.
Well, I know people that that they say that, like, the pre-internet kids that also, so like pre-internet kids who also grew up with the internet, like me, because I was born in 85, are a completely different generation than actual, Gen X or
Mhm.
or Gen Z, because we grew up in a really weird, like, technological point. And I would almost actually kind of agree with that, because as a as someone who's considered a millennial, I remember when there were no fucking computers. I remember when there were no
Yeah.
DVDs. I remember when, a VCR was fucking $700.
Mhm.
Um, you
Hey,
know,
I'm not that much older than you, but I am on the other side of that line. I'm one of the last of the Gen Xers.
yeah. So it's kind of weird. I feel like, that this generation before the internet, which is me, I'm older than fucking Google. So I remember AOL, you've got mail, because I was a fucking teenager when that came out. I remember the AOL chat rooms. I kind of feel like there needs to be an in between, because it's like, there are people who don't remember that, and I do, very much so. So I kind of feel like, yeah, like 1980 to, like, maybe, I don't know, 1994 should probably be its own category, because it's the pre and post internet generation that remembers before but also remembers after.
Right. Well, the millennials were so named because they were to be the last generation before the turning of the next millennium.
Yep, I know. And that's
So
what it was. Yep, that's
yeah,
what it was.
that's why they were called what they were. And yeah, it started. I mean, technically, you could say it goes back as far as 81, but I would push it to 83 personally.
Most people push it between, yeah, 80 and 83. I think
Yeah.
83 is the more common line,
Mhm.
because my buddy who was born in 83, my best friend from the military, him and I are both considered millennials.
Right. Well, and if you think about it, I mean, people born in 83 would be 17 by the time the year 2000 hits, just in time to start the next generation and all that. So they would have been considered the last generation.
Yeah, no, I get where it's coming from.
Mhm.
It's also a very technological and cultural revolutionary point, and I think that's why it's probably so debated that way, because
Yeah, that's true.
why is there a
huh? Wait, what?
He says why his generation remembers asking, which would be our generation. Why is there a typewriter plugged into the TV?
Okay, that's brilliant.
yeah, that's funny.
It's true. We always thought that was weird because So computers were a known thing when I was born, but they were not a thing that was available to John Q. public yet.
No, they were government only, and they were the
Yeah.
size of a fucking bedroom, if
I
not
mean,
bigger.
Yeah, and as far as the internet goes, there were rumors of it in the public, but the only thing that we knew for sure was that DARPA was using it. That it was a thing for military and scientific personnel to share information, and it was not available to your average person. I mean, we still had fucking phones on the walls of the kitchen that had a cord that was 30 feet long, so you could walk around the house with it. You know, so
Yep. I remember when caller ID came out, everybody's like going, "Oh my god, you can tell who's calling?"
mhm.
It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
that was a thing.
Yeah,
Fucking
you remember
caller
when
ID.
*69 became a thing and everybody was like, "Holy shit, I can find out who called me." It was a brand new thing. We were all, "What the," and it got
Yep.
overused, and then finally they told us they'd been charging us for it every time we use it.
Yep.
So people stopped using it.
And also the same thing, like going, they're like, I'm on the internet. Don't pick up the phone. And then of course, like you get like your sister who is trying to piss you off. She like pick up the phone and like cut off the internet. And you're like, who picked up the phone?
Mhm.
Shut
Yep.
up, Shadow. I'll kick you in the dick.
Suka talk. Oh, he's not wrong though. We did live in the
No,
last
he
age.
did. Can I still kick him in the dick?
Yeah,
Yes,
but,
please.
not for that.
Actually, we should feel bad for him since the 80s living in. Good luck finding. Good luck, Shadow, finding a girlfriend.
Let's be
Who's actually a girl.
grammatically correct here, Shadow. You are living in the last age. Because after you guys, it's fucked. Yes, Suka said something about Y2K. I was like, you remember that panic?
Yes.
That everybody was so convinced that if the fledgling fucking internet, and all the computers in the world decided to reboot, like everything was connected then, like it is now. It wasn't. By the way, folks, it wasn't anywhere near as connected then as it is now. Were to reboot at that time and get all conflustered that it would be the end of human civilization.
Yes. They're like, oh my god, all the computers. We only crammed them up to 1999. So when they turn over, the date's gonna read basically January 1st, 0000. And it's like, so all the computers are going to crash. They're going to melt down because that date doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to delete everything because of course it'll be before the fact. And it's like, what the hell did you just do, Kat?
She's been doing that the whole stream.
It's been for a while. I just started again.
I mean, I don't know if whipped cream's the look you want to go if you've got butthole in your title, but all right.
Hey.
Did you get that out of a refrigerator?
No.
God, sweet.
I doubt it, because even if she did at the beginning of the stream, that was 2.5 hours ago, and she was using it then. And she hasn't gotten up.
Yeah, it's been out since 10 in the morning.
Oh!
Oh no,
woman, stop it!
Are you trying not to like spit take whipped cream?
He's like, I'm gonna spit white stuff out of my mouth. But as a genuine woman, I should swallow instead of spit.
I can't.
Wait, I lost you too? Come on, man. Bunch of fucking amateurs.
It was funny, man.
I know it was. I'm just fucking with you. Kat, put the white stuff in your mouth and open.
No.
Oh.
Do it.
Oh, now she's definitely not gonna.
Hell no.
Even Carrie's like, God damn, Ryan.
If Carrie says damn, I might have stepped over the line slightly. Carrie's like, huh?
Oh, all right. I needed that. That was a good laugh. Thank you.
You're welcome. I don't know. She just put. She's like, like what the fuck is that?
Yeah, it's still funny. Uh, I'm joking now.
The chat's going fucking nuts.
I had to mute for a second because I actually choked on my own laughter. Oh,
I don't even want to know. I don't want to know.
I can't. What the fuck? I swallowed too hard.
Because Shadow, you forget just because. Why not?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
oh, that was a good laugh, man. That was a good laugh.
I'm glad everybody enjoyed that.
I think we did. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like we always say, this is what happens when you starve a girl for a month.
Of what? Penis?
I'm not saying. I didn't say anything else. I'm leaving that to your imagination.
She's like, this is what happens when you starve a girl for a month. She's like,
Yep.
And then they wonder why. No, I'm never telling my parents the name of this. Is like, hell no. What do you do on Saturdays? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You
That's
don't want to know.
fair. That's
no,
fair.
that is fair. That's very fair.
Oh, yeah, we're bad people over here. Hey, B, good to see you, buddy.
We are bad people. I admit it. I have no fucking qualms. Oh my god.
Jesus, Shadow.
Oh.
Well,
no, the kid gets a
yeah, he does. He does. That was funny.
He's getting it. He's getting better. I love it. I love to see it. He's getting better with the humor. Good for him.
Yeah,
Which is gonna make him a fucking phenomenal YouTuber. He's getting better with the nuance. He's getting better with the fucking humor, and I'm glad to see it.
Yeah,
it's also funny to watch watch Merry Madness and watch him and Cat fight like cats and dogs.
Oh God!
Did you ever catch the replay on that?
I have not caught the replay on that just yet, but I do see a wedding in the future.
No, it's not working.
I misheard you. I heard wedging.
Wedging.
That yes, I'll give him a wedgie.
I hear a wedding in the future for those two.
Definitely not.
Well, I mean, you could run you could run his life like fucking, like it's going out of style. She'd be like, "Boy, get over there and fucking clean that shit." Oh, that's right. Fuck, I forgot about that. Okay, I'm going back. I need to fucking tag that shit.
What?
Oh, Merry Madness. I forgot that you guys had Carry On, and that's a spicy fucking trio.
Unfortunately, we did not let him get in enough words. But Shadow, I wasn't the only one.
Wow.
All right. It's done and gone. It's in the past. Go watch it on. This was you guys aired this on Shadow's channel this week, right?
Yeah. Let's just say I mentioned what it was. Let's just say what you said. What I said in the private chat. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh, look at Shadow, 76 subscribers. Outstanding.
Yeah,
it's good to see. Good for the kid.
Yeah, no, he got a pretty significant boost the other day too from What fucking street? Oh no, that
Cool
was for that,
Frog!
you remember
Is
that
it-
raid that was on Monday? You guys had on Monday on your Game of Thrones stream?
Yeah, Cool Frog.
Yeah, and they had a bunch of people come in, all of whom were praising Shadow. It was very fucking weird and uncomfortable for the rest of us.
What did Shadow do?
Hey, let the kid have his fucking moment. Jesus Christ, fucking.
I'm just giving you shit, kid. It's nice to see some people who appreciate what you do, and hopefully they stick around and are good survivors, or survivors, subscribers, and
I gotta sit down and
watch all
make
your
a
shit.
video.
Honestly.
I really got to make a video about that whole Egypt thing. I got to also make an. There's a point of view that no one ever talks about when it comes to race swapping and changing characters, and that's they always talk about creating new characters, and it's tokenization. And there's one thing that always pisses me off that no one ever mentions, and that is that human beings are visual. We are visual. We recognize people through our eyes. So you're taking away, for example, in the case of the girl, the daughter in The Last of Us, right? When you see her on screen, it will remind you of her as a character. There's nostalgia. It'll tie you to the show. When you change her, the connection is gone.
Hey, John. Yeah, I could see that. I wouldn't say that they have forgotten the visual element, that people are visual creatures, but they will deny that that's the important thing while plastering rainbows on everything, which is a visual thing.
No, but you see an old friend, right? You don't recognize, you recognize them through their face. That's why it's important. That's how we recognize people. It's like I use the example of if you were to tell me we're going to put your cat in Destiny, okay, and they're like, yeah, we hear you're a huge Destiny player. We're going to put your cat in the tower, and then they make a Siamese cat, and they're like, that's Buster. No, that's not Buster. No matter how much you scream at me and tell me that's Buster, Buster's a striped tabby. It's the same thing. No matter how much you scream at me that black Jim Gordon is Jim Gordon, that's not what Jim Gordon looks like. I'm sorry.
I thought we were talking about a different cat.
My cat.
Oh, that's what I thought we were talking about.
Yeah, well, I was saying that.
All right, it's a bad joke. It was my joke. I'm gonna.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I'm just saying you. No matter, yeah, adding keeping the personality the same is also important. Keeping the what makes the character, but we as humans recognize people through our eyes. So to change that appearance means it's no longer that person, because that's how we know people.
I was going to make a joke here about how all you hairless apes look the same to me, but
yeah,
that's it. I was just interjecting there with that.
Well, I was just saying humans recognize humans that way.
Yeah.
I don't know what I missed. We're talking about race swapping.
Yeah, we kind of segued into that from the whipped cream stuff.
Yeah.
How?
I don't know. It just kind of got
You
there.
just brought that. I know. I was just saying they were talking about videos. I was like, yeah, I need to make a video on that whole thing. And
Oh, right.
And I'm like, one of the subjects people never bring up when that comes up is how humans are very visual, and no one ever says that. They always have other arguments why they're against it.
I don't think that's accurate, Ozzy. Thailand's always been Thailand. Siam was one of the smaller countries in Southeast Asia. I used to think it was Vietnam, but I think it was Laos or something like that. But yeah, no, it's always been Thailand. Thailand has a history that goes back further than a lot of those countries do.
Yep.
Their war elephants, for example, were famous like 3,500 years ago as Thai war elephants. Yeah. Siamese cats.
I'm just saying, Buster is a striped tabby cat, not a Siamese cat. Doesn't matter what else. She's a striped tabby. You've all seen her. She likes to show off her butt.
But I would say, though, also, Ozzy, though, that the breed is still called Siamese, even if the place that they were named after is no longer called that thing. The breed is still Siamese.
Yeah.
So, and most people know what you're talking about when you say Siamese, because they have a very distinctive pattern on their fur that no other cats have.
Yeah, no. Thailand has literally been under the Sukhothai kingdom since 1238 to 1448, and that would be AD. So, but it's also it's been it's been a continuous human habitation for 20,000 years. So yeah, Thailand is so if you like the lady boys, Thailand has a rich history of being around for centuries. So
Yeah, it's also.
I guess that means God's endorses the lady boys. So y'all go have fun.
They've also got a rich history of venereal
They
disease.
really, yeah, they
And-
really do.
Oh,
It's
boy.
a joke. Well, the last one wasn't a joke, but mine was a joke.
Yeah, no, they do. It goes. It's not called Bangkok for no reason.
Oh, Bangkok.
I don't know that he was, seeing as how the book is called 1001 Arabian Nights.
Yeah,
But it may be. I think that because Arabia is right along the Great Silk Road, so it wouldn't be out of the question that they would have a Chinese character in there. But I don't recall him being Chinese. He may have
Me
been.
neither.
no, it's 1001 Arabian Nights, and it takes place.
Well, this is just one story among those stories too, so it's possible that they had a Chinese character in there. It's not like they were unaware of who the Chinese were at that point.
No, absolutely, but Arabia is actually a place in the Middle East. So no, it's not.
Mhm.
I'm not saying that there is. I'm not saying that there's no Yeah, just
Well, it is, but it's also in the part of the Middle East that is on the Asian continent.
yes. No, you're right.
So, and China has had great influence once they started trading across most of it at some point or other.
Yeah, and it was actually set in the Middle Ages. So
Yeah.
It's not as ancient as some people would believe, because obviously the Middle Ages were, back in the 12th, 13th, 14th century.
Well, that depends on how you measure that too. Because if you're going by the European count, then yeah, that would be the Middle Ages for them. But you got to keep in mind that when the Dark Ages were happening for most of Christian Europe, the Arab world was having its Renaissance.
No, I do agree. But yeah, but it's a Middle Eastern folktale.
Yeah.
From Arabic, the Islamic Golden Age. So
Yeah, it was Scheherazade and her, murderous husband.
yes. We're talking about, Persia, Mesopotamia, North Africa, stuff like that. Are where the works were collected and stuff, and so it's no, China has a very, very rich old history. So it's not like the China we know today.
Well, but you also got to keep in mind like the proximity of some of these places. Like, so Saudi Arabia used to just be called Arabia, and it covered a much bigger area than it does today, because some of that has become other smaller countries, which puts it in closer proximity to what was the Persian Empire, and the Persians conquered part of China.
Yes.
And took Chinese, people back home with them. So like I said, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility that they would have encountered Chinese people and had them in their stories and that sort of thing.
No. And that's not what I was saying. But Shadow said Aladdin was originally a Chinese guy that got changed in later versions. No, that's not true. That's not what it is. And there is no historical accuracy for that. So,
well, the fact of the matter is that these stories were originally passed down verbally, and they were eventually written down. Yes, but the origins of the stories, a lot of them go back much further than the written word. Well, I hesitate to say in the Middle East, because the oldest known forms of writing originate there too. So,
yeah, it's called the Bible.
I was talking about cuneiform, but sure.
The oldest forms that have been traditionally written down and passed along is the Bible.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're talking about the oldest known works. I'm talking about like forms of writing, like actual like letters and alphabets and that sort of thing.
No, yeah, no, okay. Yeah, we're talking about two separate things.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also that's debatable. But yeah. It's debatable. There
We'll
are
see.
civilizations that came before, man, that are no longer
Of
here.
course there's civilizations that came before.
Mhm.
Like what the
Are you sure?
the Tower of Babel. Like seriously? Like come on, man.
Oh, I'm
Like,
talking like Atlantis, Lemuria.
there's not a lot of evidence for Atlantis, and trust me, I do love me some Atlantean lore.
I'm telling you, man, that just because it was scoured off the face of the earth by seemingly supernatural means does not mean it did not
Doesn't
exist.
mean that it existed. Now, most likely it existed for the
Because
same reason that the
Sodom
city
and
of
Gomorrah
the
disappeared in
city
this.
the city of Troy existed. And yes, Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah, we the only things that we know about Sodom and Gomorrah is that they appear in stories because they were, if they existed, razed to the ground and covered by the earth, what was left of them.
Also, at the same time, though, you watched my video about Jesus
Mm-hmm.
of Nazareth and his hometown. The hometown of Jesus Christ was found, and it's no longer a myth. It is actual factual archaeology, just like the city of Troy. So no, and this is
Wait, Bethlehem?
they're not
No,
Bethlehem.
Nazareth.
No, Nazareth is a region. It's not a town.
Did you watch? Did you actually
I
watch
haven't
my
actually
video?
finished your videos yet. No.
Oh,
I'm
you
complaining
son of
about
a bitch!
Hey,
Fuck.
Wait a minute. You go on about when are you gonna make a video? What are you? And then he makes a video and you don't watch it.
No, I
Ryan,
did
I
watch. No,
feel-
the video
Hold
that I
on, hold on.
watched, the video that I was on him about was about dinosaurs, and I did finish that one
You
twice
fucking-
actually because it was very entertaining.
You bastard! No, I'm just giving you shit.
Yeah.
No, there is actually there has been archaeological evidence that has been unearthed about the birthplace of Jesus, Jesus of Nazareth. I don't want to say Jesus Christ because obviously that's not how it started. But yes, no, I'm actually kind of like similar to you. I like the supernatural combined with the historical. So like the Ark of the Covenant, the Holy Grail, all that kind of stuff is extremely fascinating to me. And maybe as time progresses, we'll find more.
There's people who think that the aliens came down and started mating with like Cro-Magnon hominids, and that's how we
Yes,
got
I
here.
know.
And I don't necessarily buy that, but if that's the case, do you think maybe they would have had contact with other worlds that didn't like them so much and came and just sort of erased them off the face of the planet? Possibly.
Yeah,
I mean, that's possible.
it's called the Ancient Aliens on the
Extremely
History
unlikely,
Channel.
but it's possible. I don't think that the pyramids were landing pads. I do think they were power plants.
There is some slight evidence to support that. Yes,
Mhm.
it's rough. It's rough physics, and
Well, we know they weren't tombs.
No, they weren't.
At least the Great Pyramids. There were later pyramids that were built that were, but like the Great Pyramids weren't tombs. We know that, and and there's a great deal of focused conductivity
also
in the structures.
Also, the sarcophagi that were actually within the Great Pyramids, whether it be Bull or Pharaoh, were not drugged through tunnels that had to be lifted in from the top because the sarcophagi were so large.
Mm-hmm.
But no, this is stuff that I love. Like and I know that Samuel loves this kind of stuff too. So it's like it's not like we're fighting or anything like that. We're discussing because quite frankly, it's history because we don't know the necessary truth. We don't have evidence that's necessarily true.
Right.
Now,
if for example, actually, Ozzy brings up here, he's talking about the timeline before Christ's birth and that sort of thing. Yes, of course, we don't have an exact date for that. The calendar that is based on didn't come until about 600 to 800 years after the event, and it was made by guys who lived in a fucking cloistered monastery and never really interacted much with the outside world.
Well, and what I talked about in my video that Samuel didn't finish because apparently he's a
I
bad
will
friend.
finish your fucking
I'm
video.
kidding.
I'm feeling Brian. I feel your pain and your betrayal.
I'm
so
I
sorry.
watch
kidding.
almost all of your live streams. Too,
I
Kat.
know you do. I'm kidding. No, so Jesus of Nazareth was a peasant. If you're fighting during a discussion, it's the cat shadow method. No, not really. We're not yelling at each other.
Yeah, that was more of a snipe.
Just kidding. I'm sorry, cat. No. So
You're stealing our method.
I'm sorry.
Our reputation is ruined.
So no. Which my link is down below, and Samuel's awesome for doing that. So Jesus of Nazareth was actually he was a peasant, so he's not going to be mentioned in a lot of historical ways, right? However, there are Roman writings, which I do cover, and there are Jewish writings, which I do cover, where Jesus of Nazareth is actually mentioned.
Yeah, legal proceedings and such.
Yes, after the fact.
But this is not like super new information either. I mean, it's like they've known that there have been other sources that mentioned a guy who went by that name at that time. At least for the last, I don't know, I'd say 20, 30 years. I heard about it like years ago.
Okay, well then I'm confused. What we're
as far as like, I'm not saying that I think
supernatural.
No, we're talking about Jesus. Like you're talking about the historical evidence for a man named Jesus, right?
Yes, Jesus of Nazareth.
Yeah, there are records, and they're not all like in the Bible. There are correlating records for the civilizations that existed in that area at that time for a man named Jesus or Yeshua who was from Nazareth.
Mm-hmm.
There are. I think that's been known though for some time, hasn't it?
Yeah, no.
Okay, then what's the point? I'm missing the point. You're losing me.
No, I just didn't. It didn't seem like new information to me, but maybe that's just because I was raised around Christians and they talk a lot about that stuff. They used to also say that Mount Ararat in Turkey is where the remains of Noah's Ark is.
Well, yeah, they did talk about that. I think you're missing the point. I think we kind of like did a dodge, not on purpose, but no, I was talking about the actual historical facts of Jesus of Nazareth, and I'm not sure where I lost you.
No, I was agreeing with you.
Okay.
Yeah, I was agreeing with you. I've seen some of those records myself, stating that the man does in fact exist, or a man who went by that name from that place at that time did exist, in fact.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we just had a slight misunderstanding, which not a big deal.
Yeah, I wasn't arguing with you. I was agreeing with you.
Oh, okay. All right. My bad, dude. Yeah. Sorry. And ladies and gentlemen, this is how you resolve a slight dispute.
You smack each other on the head with a sword?
Oh.
I hope not, Suka.
I hope
I
not.
highly
either.
doubt that.
No.
I mean,
No.
If you thought that first one was a 2-hour snuff film,
that was a great movie. I
didn't say it wasn't.
No. I'm not saying you didn't. It's like I'm saying that it was a great movie. Why? It doesn't need a sequel. We have to stop with the sequels.
Yeah,
we have to stop.
It doesn't need a sequel. It was very well done in the first place. Particularly the use of language in that movie is very, very cool. Especially given that 2 of the languages that are spoken in it have not been spoken in practice by the common tongue in 1,000 years or more.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And Carrie hits the nail on the head. It was a joke, Ryan. Yeah, no. So it's all good. It's all good.
But the fact that all of us believed it tells us what kind of a state of things we are in. Where if somebody were to say that, we'd be like, yeah, we could actually believe it happening.
Well, they're doing an X-Files reboot.
Oh God, don't remind me.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they really are.
I understand that it's in the works and all that stuff. I don't believe it's ever going to get past the planning stage.
God, I hope not, because
Same.
I, Jesus, take the wheel. I can't. I just
course,
fucking can't.
Of course, I didn't think they were going to come back fucking 15 years, like 25 years later, and do 2 more fucking seasons of that show either. So,
True.
that was weird.
True.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah, Zillage, the guy Ryan Coogler, the guy who did the Black Panther movies, he did some other stuff too that I heard was pretty good, but I think wasn't he involved with the Creed?
Yes.
Yeah, Creed. The first Creed movie is pretty good. But anyway, yeah, he got he's involved with Chris Carter and Fox to reboot and update for modern audiences the X-Files.
No, not that word. Modern audiences. No.
They said it in the press release.
No.
Yeah. So
you will love the modern audience, Kat. You will love it.
I hate the modern.
You will take it all in your mouth.
All. I hate them all.
Carrie, you're talking about well, TNG was a sequel, first of all. But BSG absolutely was a reboot. However, it was also 20 years ago before a lot of this shit took hold in television.
Yeah.
Like we have seen plenty of reboots in the last just in the last 5-6 years that give us pause whenever anybody says that thing, because it nearly always comes out crap. Nearly always. I heard this like some sequels and reboots are not terrible. I heard that House of the Dragon, which is some kind of prequel thing, I think, is pretty good.
Fucking incredible.
I haven't watched it because I didn't watch Game of Thrones, and it's just not my thing. But I heard that it was pretty good from people who have watched it and who do like that sort of thing. So, it takes place like 87 years after the original series, man. I don't know where you're getting reboot from.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a reboot. Because they even bring in Scotty and they mention and McCoy, so they're like, yeah, it's a sequel.
Yeah, but there is a sequel to Young Guns. It's called Young Guns 2. Came out a couple years later. Are you talking about a third one? They're going to bring out a third one because that's nuts. Most of those guys are ancient, at this point. And Charlie Sheen's dying. So I don't know. Yeah, a lot of people did. A lot of people really liked that show. I never got into it. Never read the books. Wasn't my thing. Not that I'm not against the fantasy, setting or anything like that. That particular one didn't reach out and grab me and say you gotta watch this shit. A sequel to Young Guns 2, huh? I don't know how they're gonna fucking swing that. If y'all saw Young Guns 2, it takes place from the perspective of an aging Billy the Kid talking about the glory days when he was young. So I don't know where they're gonna go with that, because it covers all the stuff involving like Pat Garrett turning on him and his supposed his death, his actual death. Yeah. The movie takes some liberties, says that Billy the Kid didn't actually die that night, but good movie though. But I don't know why they would take a sequel, because all of the main characters fucking are dead by then. Most of them died in that movie.
They'll retcon somebody to not be dead. Just give them a chance.
I mean, the only thing I can think is maybe Billy the Kid. Maybe they do something with Billy the Kid, but because he, in Young Guns 2, he escapes and he's the one telling the story to the Hollywood Reporter guy. But I don't know how that would work, because I don't think Emilio Estevez does screen work anymore, does he?
No, not after the Mighty Ducks reboot failure, where they turned the Mighty Ducks into the bad guys.
Why would they do that?
Because they fucking hate Americans.
Oh my God. I hate to break it to most of you guys, but you're also Americans. Why do you hate yourself so much?
Because they're commie fucking butthole losers.
Yeah, Zillage, he's taking his sweet time doing it, but yeah, he is. He's done far too many drugs and women, and is riddled with HIV, among other things.
Yeah.
I think that's what he was referring to when he said tiger's blood.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a slow process as these things go because he's rich enough to afford very expensive treatments, and we'll probably drag it out for some time. But yeah, he's not in great shape. He doesn't. Although I did hear something about him getting back together with Chuck Lorre.
No idea.
I don't know if there's any truth to that, but I don't think that Charlie Sheen's really in good enough shape to be doing too much in the way of actors, they work fucking 10 to 16 hours a day. I don't think he's able to do that at this point.
On the other hand, Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford.
Yeah, I bet he's barely in that fucking
Broken
movie
hips.
because he's too fucking old.
Yeah, I mean, this guy makes Biden look good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go that far.
You know what? You're right. No, you're right. You're right. No, you're right.
That's
Biden,
too far, Cat. Come on.
That's way too far. You're right. Biden is just.
I noticed something on Hulu last night. They released a new movie with Bruce Willis and John Travolta.
Oh God.
Yeah, they're releasing a lot of the films that he was doing as he literally kind of
well, that's what I'm saying is like some of these they're making like they're still making to do good work.
Not anymore. Now that I think his wife and his family are involved, but yes, I think his agency team was like, oh well, let's do this, let's do that, and stuff like that, because now you see you see posts on Instagram and Twitter, and his family, his wife has stepped in, and they're actually asking for privacy now that he's probably not contractually obligated to do anything. He looks bad. Bruce Willis looks bad. He looks really bad, and that makes me sad. It makes me very sad.
Yeah, it does. It's because you remember when he announced his retirement a couple of years ago.
Yes,
we were all sad to see him go, but it was just like hey, maybe he's just done.
If you want to play it, there was somebody on Instagram who actually made a little compilation for like actors who have certain diseases, and they're actually and Bruce Willis and Michael J. Fox were one of them, and it was fucking heart-wrenching, man.
Michael J. Fox has got Parkinson's, doesn't he?
Yes. Yeah. And he asked for your. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find it.
You know what Seth MacFarlane said about Parkinson's?
No,
it's just another funny little way that God shows that He mysteriously loves us.
What?
Different, I guess.
Well, it was also a joke and a comedy, but it's one of those things like people say, like God works in mysterious ways, and God loves us, and it's like, all right, explain Parkinson's.
Yeah. No. Okay, so I'm gonna share this. There is. That's me turning my camera off, weirdo.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So this is
Okay. All right, hold on just a second. There we go.
No, you're good. You're good.
Lay a whisper on my pillow, leave the whisper on the ground.
Is this a cover?
What happened?
Is this a cover? The song?
Yeah, it is a cover. Yeah, okay. No, it's so loud though. I don't know how to turn this part down. Why is everything I share so loud? It never used to be.
Looks like there's a volume control in the top left.
Of the stream?
No, of the video.
Share report, share bed, cancel.
Your other.
Yeah, I'm retarded. Yeah, I'm retarded. So Instagram home. Shut the fuck up, dude.
You don't see that little icon right in the top of right next to Gaten Mazzarasso's hair.
It says
Maybe
CV.
Is it?
Oh, okay. It says CV, fucker.
All right. Well, it looks funny on my screen.
so your you're gaying it up, is what you're saying.
I suppose, if we must.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women, sex with men.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
That give you enough time to figure it out?
No. I wonder if I turn my volume down. As soon as the volume down, let's see if that works. Let's try this again.
Lay a whisper on my pillow. Leave the wings up on the ground. I wake up lonely. Is there a silence in the bedroom and all around? Touch me now. I close my eyes.
No, I just
Wait, what did that say under Brad Pitt?
I'd have to play.
Yeah, it's not important. I was like, I don't recall hearing about him having any particular issues.
Oh,
he was open about.
partial facial paralysis.
Bell's palsy.
Our beloved fucking 90s actors are getting fucking old. 80s and 90s actors, they're fucking old. Like,
yeah, but Bell's palsy is an extremely common thing at a certain age too.
no, I don't.
You know.
I mean, it doesn't mean though that it's like it's. I mean,
No,
the worst part's Michael J. Fox. Like,
yeah, I get it, and I was like, yeah, some people they have, everybody gets afflicted with something at some point, usually,
heartless
and as you age. I'm not heartless. I'm just saying Bell's palsy is a far fucking cry from Parkinson's.
well, I think they're just. I mean, I don't know. I make
like you can get better from Bell's palsy. It's not a permanent thing.
Maybe did he get jabbed?
I don't think you can get better from Bell's palsy, dude.
You can, yeah. I mean, you may not regain 100% function in the
Well, then
muscles
you
that were
can't
paralyzed,
get better from Bell's
but you
palsy.
can regain like 98% of it.
Okay,
I've seen it happen.
It's not 100%, fucker. Like, come
Close
on,
enough,
man.
It makes no difference. Like, you'd have to know what you were looking for to see it.
Okay, so if you had 98% activity in your fucking left arm, how would that impact your life when there's 2% of the whole entire year where your arm doesn't work?
Very little.
What do you mean very little?
I'm telling you, very little. If your arm doesn't work, if your arm works at like 98% capacity, it's not only is it gonna affect you very little, but it's also not going to be that noticeable to other people. I mean, it's not like a thing that it stands out or anything like that. Whereas Parkinson's kills.
Yes, I know Parkinson's kills. I'm not debating that.
It's the same. I just don't understand why Bell's palsy is.
I don't know. I didn't make the video. Ask the person. Also, I'll ask you, since Mr. 98% doesn't matter, what if 2% of the time you can't pick your fucking kid up?
Yeah.
No.
That could be a problem.
Yeah. So maybe, like, come on, man.
Maybe the kid's just fat.
No, I'm talking about your kid.
Yeah.
What if your kid's just fat?
Well, they're not. They're very, very, very light, but
that's not where I was going with that. But okay.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. And I'm saying that, yes, it could be a personal problem, but I don't understand why this is like something like Bell's palsy would be in a reel about people who have things that could kill them. Bell's palsy is not lethal. It's something that you can live with.
It's debilitating. And what if you go from 98% to 90% to 78%? Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't have these. I just
sure.
I don't.
Sure, but at that point, I'd get checked for other things because Bell's palsy usually isn't degenerative like that. It's not progressively degenerative.
The Michael J part, the Bruce Willis part, Jack Nicholson, Selma Blair, those are the saddest parts. And Catherine Zeta-Jones. Yeah, those are the worst parts. But No, I just saw that on Instagram one day, and I was like, holy shit! Like you kind of see all these huge actors from the 80s and the 90s, and it's like their bodies are breaking down and failing them. And the worst part, and the worst one that affected me the most is Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
Because I love Back to the Future so much. It was my original favorite franchise as a kid. That literally breaks my heart, and it actually made me a little sniffly. And I'm not joking. Like I got a little teary. That one was rough. And then of course to see, Bruce Willis, fucking Die Hard and everything he's fucking done, you're like these are like childhood movies you watched. Katy Perry said her eyelash got stuck. It wasn't that's what she said. I don't know.
That may have been something else. The fact of the matter is another thing about Bell's palsy is it does not care how old you are. I've seen it affect people in their teens as well as people in their 80s.
Yeah.
Did they get the jab? The jab can
No,
cause
this
it.
is pre. I'm talking pre-jab.
Yeah, jab. Yeah.
So
This is
post jab, the number's probably higher.
Post jab, yes.
But no. That was the whole entire point. Was I have to be honest. When Michael J. Fox dies, I will cry. I'm not fucking too man enough to say that. I will fucking cry.
He'll be missed.
Yes, because he is a genuine good person and a phenomenal actor who has been a part of pop culture and most people's childhood. So no, that's and I know that. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, you wanna know who else is a genuine good person? And I'm so sad to see him off of television. Tucker Carlson!
He'll be back.
Yeah, I know, but I have
not the same thing.
No, I still need to grieve my moment.
I know. Jeez.
Yes. Wait. So what exactly are you grieving? That he's free of the very system that was like.
I know, right?
Like
what's
the problem here?
With Tucker. That's the other thing.
Now he's like,
that the people.
I can buy.
You know that the umbrella corporation that ultimately owns Fox also owns CNN, right?
Yes, no, I'm just saying there's no new videos from Tucker yet, except for that one short one.
No, Carrie, unfortunately, there was actually an email sent. He was fired.
He was fired.
Yeah, he confirmed he was fired.
I think they accused him of some shit too on the way out, just like they
they said if he wants to try to turn around and blast us and open internal communications, that they have dirt on him.
The funny thing is,
that's a way. Yeah, good job, Fox.
No, but the thing is, the person who's like the woman with the lawsuit, right? Never met him. Like the woman who's complaining about sexism and anti-whatever at Fox, she never met Tucker Carlson, so she has.
Of course not. She was paid to say those things.
Like he was working from home because apparently they.
I don't know, but yeah, I don't know why you would mourn that, because he's free of that shit now. He can
I agree. I'm just saying right now we're not getting any new content from him like we used to.
It'll happen. He'll have something fall into his lap, especially seeing as how their vacuums opening up in the conservative political sphere lately.
I'll just say I did not expect this, but a lot of people are talking about how he genuinely was a nice person, which I was surprised by that. Like, you don't really think about that, but it's like, wait a minute. So he actually was a nice person, apparently. A lot of people are saying he was a genuinely good guy.
Everybody that I've seen who has talked about how shitty he is has, as far as I know, never actually met the man. So,
yeah.
That's probably true for most people who get shit talked.
Whereas the people who've actually met him are all like, yeah, he's very, very nice.
Right. So I don't know, but Tucker will land on his feet. He'll be fine. I'm not worried about him in the slightest.
Nope.
So.
Oh no, I'm not worried. I just am like, yeah, well, I mean, it's just obligatory. He's off the air, but
I know your vagina has gone cold. As soon as he makes his triumphant return, your vagina will buzz back to life.
Wow.
Wow.
What? Was it too much? Oh no, no.
Excuse me.
No, this was coming from multiple people who different sources. So I was like,
Yeah. Excuse
Oh,
me
yeah.
while I whip this out.
This was coming from multiple sources. Going.
Emotional damage.
No, I love emotional damage.
You know, have you seen a video that shit comes from? It's like
Mhm.
they were
Yeah.
talking about video game difficulty settings. It's like
Yeah.
easy mode, or they
Yeah.
had game journalist mode, then easy mode, then media, then
Yes.
standard, then hard, then Asian mode. And he would like step on a leaf and drop dead.
Yeah. No, I saw that.
a great fucking
Emotional
video.
damage. It's literally an Asian guy who said it too, which is the best fucking part.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw he did another video here recently that was about I'm gonna see if I can pull it up because it was really funny, and let's see if we can go through that because I think it's worth watching.
You're not gonna show your balls again, are you?
Oh,
again?
that was a private thing. I don't even know why he's bringing that up live.
I
What happened? I lost consciousness.
Yeah, your tongue didn't.
Yeah. You're fucking wrong.
Let's see. What was that fucking called? It was Stephen Hay is the guy who did it. I think Asian parents during remember COVID, something like that. It's really fucking funny.
Oh, I saw someone now. A friend of mine said it might be for allergies, but I saw someone not making this up. I was riding my bicycle, and this person is riding their bicycle with a mask on.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
And
On a bicycle
and
by themselves.
okay, so weirdos are us, and
That's just too much stupid for me.
yeah, I know, but and Like,
Okay.
I mean, they're stupid, and then there's that.
I found it. It is entitled "How I'll Explain COVID to My Kids," and it's pretty good. If you guys in the chat haven't seen this, I will probably link the video in the description later on, and it'll be there. The guy is Stephen Hay, H-E, a very funny comedian. If you haven't seen him,
it's time for that weekly vaccine. Son, sit down. Let me tell you how I survived the corona. Breathing was illegal. Every day I walked 20 miles to Walmart.
It's 2 minutes away.
Fight people for a square of toilet paper.
it just like this is just but yeah, the breathing was the legal part when he starts in with that shit. I'm just like, oh my god, that's so funny.
Didn't just sit home and watch Netflix?
Then your father go to the black market, sell people what they don't have, hand sanitizer and brain cells.
How did you sell?
Until the Fire Nation attacked.
It's a nice little Avatar: The Last Airbender reference for you.
The floor was on fire. Houses were on fire. Everything was on fire.
The fires were in Australia.
They built the 5G towers to kill poor people.
Where are those brain cells when you need them?
Murder hornets. Murder hornets.
yeah. Who remembers the murder hornets?
Hornets.
I have a fucking T-shirt that said "Murder Hornets, Class of 2020." Guess what? Nobody remembers the goddamn murder hornets.
Yeah, he did. Zillage. He did say Fire Nation. And yeah, the murder hornet. I do remember that scare for about all of the 10 minutes that it was relevant.
Yeah, it was like what, like a week, 2 weeks.
Yeah. And they're like, oh my God, murder hornets are coming in. The first time I heard of it was days later. So I'm like, what the fuck are murder hornets? And everybody stopped talking about them. And as it turns out, nobody was dropping dead en masse from a bunch of hornets.
No,
So,
no. Even though the hornets were the size of fucking Texas, but yeah, like it was like one place in Washington they turned up.
mhm.
That was it.
Yeah. And as it turns out, they're just as vulnerable to standard pesticides as everything else.
Yeah, murder hornets.
Hornets started eating babies. Thank God everything was safe when the celebrity come together to sing Imagine.
You guys remember that bullshit?
Oh,
Yes. Oh God.
look,
Yes.
look, I have sympathy for Gal Gadot because she's not that person, but oh my god, what in the blue fucking hell was she doing?
I don't blame her for trying to do something to lift people's spirits and shit.
Yeah.
I question her choice in music and her ability to sing it.
Well, the thing is though too is that she's an Israeli. She is not a natural born American. She's Israeli. She doesn't know, and quite frankly, I have a feeling that people in Hollywood are like, this would be a great idea. Let's do this.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm out here cheering on people. It's like, that's not it.
I got to point out though that the guy who wrote that song was not a natural American either.
No. Well, this was on the fucking heels of like Madonna in a milk bath with rosebuds, be like,
Oh, yeah.
we're all in this together, and it's like, no, bitch, fuck you. And
Was this? I know it was adjacent, but was it right before or right after Ellen was talking about feeling like she was in a prison on her 50-acre fucking estate?
I think it was before.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
I think Madonna and Ellen were before.
Yeah, and I don't know. Maybe that was it. Maybe they were trying to, win back a little bit of public sympathy because they were losing it fast.
Well, in Gal Gadot has never had ever had any public backlash. Wonder Woman 89 was not good, but nobody hated Gal Gadot for that movie. They hated what Patty Jenkins did to the movie. Gal Gadot is still a cinematic sweetheart because she's a nice person.
Yeah.
And I think she got roped into this whole Imagine crap. I mean, I can't confirm that, but like she got so much backlash that yeah, Gal Gadot was just like, oh, I'm out, I'm out of here. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a fucking clown show.
Shadow has a type confirmed.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't blame her for trying to do what she was doing and all that stuff. I think it was probably a poor choice, but it's not necessarily like a career-ending one.
No, of course not. Gal Gadot is going to be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, people actually were grumpy about the fact that she's not going to be Wonder Woman anymore.
Yeah.
Along with Henry Cavill, they're like, "Well, wait, Henry Cavill's out? Like Gal Gadot's out? What the fuck is wrong with y'all?" Yeah, his type has tits. Well,
were they born with tits? I mean, Az seems to not differentiate.
Sledge, hey, at least it isn't Lizzo.
Give me 1 sec. I gotta.
All right, let's.
Wait. Finish this though. I want to see.
Yeah, let's finish this video. We only got a few seconds left.
What did that do?
Stupid. Your father single-handedly saved the stock market. I bought the GameStop stock. It started a revolution. The geniuses on Reddit with their stimulus check went up against the Wall Street.
How much did you buy?
$5.
Yeah, that was fucking funny.
You remember that shit though, like with the Robinhood stock and GameStop and all that shit.
Yeah, no. I had an AMC stock at the time in Robinhood, and it wasn't at the height, but I sold that shit and I made a solid profit. But no, I will, after Robinhood and stuff like that, it was meant to be, easy stock trades for, basically idiot millennials and Gen Zers. And I was like, I had learned more after the fact about actual, stock markets and stuff like that. And so I went to TD Ameritrade after I sold everything. And so, and now of course TD Ameritrade has been bought by a Schwab. So, but anyway,
because of course it has.
Yeah, of course it has.
We can't have anything for ourselves. It's all got to go back to that Nazi bastard. Sorry, YouTube, alleged Nazi bastard.
The alleged Nazi bastard. So yeah, I guess should we start winding the show down? For
I think
3
so.
Hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah, and obviously some of the shit that's coming out of my mouth makes absolutely no sense even to me. So it's probably a sign that I need to get off the fucking microphone.
So
oh right, Kat took off for a minute, so we'll wait for her.
So I'm Ryan, Legion Games 2076. Tomorrow, on Legion Talk, I will be doing a live. I just heard ow, ow.
My knee. Ow.
We'll just add that to the collection of sound bites of people falling off screen. Are you okay?
I was sitting on. I sit on my legs folded, and so when I stood up, my knee now hurts a lot. Night, Yue.
Whatever. It was your butthole.
Beak. I believe that she said last night on Royal Rumble that she was planning to be live tonight. Yes, but I don't see anything up yet. So
she was planning to. Yes.
Yeah, I don't see a new thumbnail up yet, so I don't know for certain, and I haven't heard from her today. But yeah, pulling a no. Do you remember when she got up to go get something to eat?
Yeah, she was like, "Urgh!" She made a crazy fucking noise,
and she comes back. She's like, "You guys heard that?"
Yeah, I was like, "What was that noise? Did you fall?" And she's like, "You guys heard that?" And it's like, "Yes."
So, all right, plug your shit, Ryan.
Okay, so tomorrow, with Mr. Holy shit, I can't think.
I can't think.
With is Mr. Samuel the Infamous and Mr. Horny Out. We're going to be covering the Picard season 3, episode 1. We will be going through it, Game of Thrones style. So we will show the episode, we'll show clips and stuff like that, and talk over it, and hopefully avoid copyright claims. And then Monday night will be Game of Thrones. I almost said House of the Dragon. Game of Thrones season 3, episode number 6. Should be what it is. With Joker voice, Nomi, Tyler the Redbeard, Shadow, and hopefully Mr. Grant Gregory can make it, and that will be where we're at there. So,
yep, Cat.
Yo, I will be live streaming tomorrow. Warframe, though, I will be a little late tomorrow because if things go as planned, me and my brother are going skeet shooting. So it depends on the weather.
You bitch.
I'm sorry. Are you jealous?
I am jealous because I want to see your butthole.
Oh, because I'm really gonna go shooting without pants on.
I'm so sorry.
Just keep going, Cat.
I hate you guys so much. All right. So, but I will be live streaming Warframe tomorrow with Muggsy Kid. Behemoth sometimes shows up. UA sometimes shows up. We'll see what's going on. But yeah, Sundays are Warframe. Thursdays are Merry Madness with Shadow. I don't know if anyone will even want to come on with the two of us since we don't let anyone speak because we start yelling at each other like crazies. Fridays Royal Rumble, and we're back at Saturday. Other than that, yeah, life goes on.
Yeah. Samuel the Infamous. You can find me on this channel both on Saturday evenings, like we have here, and Thursday nights with Lawrence Knight, who hopefully will be back next week. He was feeling ill this last week, but he was on Royal Rumble last night, though, so I think he is on the mend. And then, as Ryan stated, on Sundays we're going to be doing a episode by episode, so at least 10 episodes worth of content. Breakdown and review of Picard season 3 with our pal Horny Elf, and that should be a good time. So But that said, I don't know. Any other parting words?
Toodles.
You know what? Fuck it. We'll go with that.
False.